be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. Is to earn the approval from previous legends who have donned the black and gold. Virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black and gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture.
Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the Steel Twins.
Steeler Nation, what is going on? Thank you guys so very much for tuning in for yet another edition of the Steeler Culture Podcast, where we break down Pittsburgh Steelers football as we are here live, impromptu, here on YouTube on this 4th of July Eve for this Thursday night. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know, it just came out of nowhere with us going live, kind of like an RKO out of nowhere, but here we are to talk about the news that broke this afternoon of Steelers General Manager Omar Khan. He is staying with the team for an additional 3 years. He has been given an extension that will keep him with the team through the 2028 season.
Yeah, the extension we were all waiting for.
Yes, exactly, man.
The extension everyone just couldn't wait to have happen. Not TJ
the
Watt.
news that we were all seeking, that we were all waiting for, bro.
Yeah, not TJ Watt.
Hey, listen, man, we had to keep Omar Khan.
Got to keep Omar Khan.
We had to keep King Khan, bro.
Yeah, priorities, man. Priorities is really important. No, Omar Khan's here to stay. And I don't know how you guys feel. Let us know in the live chat. Appreciate you guys for tuning in here on Thursday night. Let us know how you guys feel about the Omar Khan extension. I personally like it. I haven't really had any real issues with Omar Khan. Has he done everything perfectly? Obviously not.
No, I mean, listen, nobody's perfect. Nobody's the best GM, right? Every GM's not going to make the right move. Like the blockbuster trade that happened just a couple days ago between Minka and Jalen Ramsey and Jonas Smith. There's still some split reaction to it. There's still some mixed reaction all about it. Not every move that Omar Khan's going to do is going to be perfect, but I do believe deep down that Omar Khan does have a goal in mind and a plan, and that is, of course, to build a championship caliber roster and to just, build for the future, hence what he's done throughout the NFL draft. We'll get into all of that, what Omar Khan has done with this team, but I have no issue with the Steelers extending Omar Khan. I think he's done a fine job thus far, and I do look forward to see what he does for the future.
Well, given he's been the GM for, 3.5 years now?
Yeah, since the 2022 season after the draft when Colbert hung it up. He has taken over since then, so yeah, he's been with the team. This would be his 4th season with the team.
as GM, but his 25th season overall in the organization.
Yes,
'cause
to be exact.
He joined the team in 2001, and he was obviously under Kevin Colbert, and he started, as what was he, like a director of?
I got it right here. He started off as a football administration coordinator for 10 years. Then he was the director of football administration for about 5 years. Then he became the vice president of football and business, and he held that title for about 5 to 6 years. And then, of course, he was then promoted to general manager after Kevin Colbert retired.
Yeah, the Steelers, they're probably the most loyal franchise in the entire NFL. They're going to keep their own around. Someone like Omar Khan has been with the organization the 25 years, pretty much the majority of his entire career.
Yeah.
So the Steelers are going to keep him around. They trust his vision. I do as well. I haven't been the greatest fan, the biggest fan of what he's done this entire offseason. I haven't been the biggest fan of this entire offseason in general. But I do like what he's doing via the draft, and you got to give Omar this. He is a ton more active than Kevin Colbert ever was. The most active Kevin Colbert was in 2019 when he traded up for Devin Bush, 10th overall, and then months later he traded a first for Minka. That was the most active he's ever been, at least in my recount. Other than that, Colbert did nothing. We had a very, very safe, stale offseason. Anytime Kevin Colbert was the general manager, we didn't do anything.
Yeah, we were basically taking the crumbs out of the cookie jar while every other team got the cookies and whatnot.
Now, Omar Khan has been way more active. Like, every offseason, I feel like it gets crazier and crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
This one is very wild. It's a little confusing to me, I'm not going to lie to you, but this offseason has been crazy.
It has been confusing, but it seems when it comes to the Steelers offseason, year by year under Omar Khan, it just gets more crazy.
Yeah.
It just gets more wild. It gets more bizarre. It gets more un-Steeler-like. Like what Omar Khan has done since taking, the realm of GM, it's just been very un-Steeler-like of the moves that he's done. Like you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't do this.
They're so safe in free agency or in the draft or whatever. They don't do anything. They don't make moves. They don't move up.
They don't trade for players. They're not even in negotiations for players.
No, they're not aggressive whatsoever. Omar Khan, his first offseason, like full offseason, he completely changed that. He really did. And that hasn't been, he hasn't taken a step back whatsoever. So Omar Khan has been very active since taking the position. And I feel like his draft classes are still very promising. You might view, certain picks to be already as bums or busts or whatever. But I feel like, this is the third year for a guy like Broderick Jones. He's still, in my opinion, to be determined. You might view him as, oh, what a bust, what a bad pick by Omar Khan, man, his first selection as general manager, and that's who he gets. Some people might view that as already being a bad selection by Omar. I still view it as a to be determined selection.
Yeah, I just can't judge Broderick until I see him full-time over at left tackle.
And that's for all three of his draft classes. I feel like a lot of them are still to be determined. I like what he did this past draft. I love what he did last year. I think Peyton Wilson's going to have a great jump. JPJ still has a ton of potential as long as he slows down the penalties or minimizes the penalties. Look at the trenches he has built since being GM via free agency and especially via the draft. And how many players in the trenches on the line and on the offensive line and defensive line has he drafted alone in the last 3 years?
And that's been one of the more notable moves and notable things that Omar Khan has been bringing to the Pittsburgh Steelers is building the trenches, which, if you don't have trenches, you don't really have anything.
No.
You don't really have a successful football team. You got to build up from the trenches. And a lot of that has come from our assistant general manager, Andy Waddle.
Who should get extended too.
Yes, he needs to be extended as well. If Khan's staying, Andy Waddle's got to stay.
Every offseason, I hear that he's getting general manager interviews. I'm like, don't leave. Don't leave. I saw what he did in Philly. I don't want that to leave.
I was going to bring that up. What he's done in Philly, and you just seen, how their trenches are, how stacked they are, how loaded they are, how, full of potential they still are, even, with how great that their trenches are right now.
Even the players that they've lost via free agency or via trade like they've done this offseason, previous offseasons, and I'm talking about the Eagles here, because of what Andy Waddle brought to them, they had the depth, they had the value in those picks to sacrifice such players. Omar Khan, similar ways with his draft classes and a bunch of inspiration from Andy Waddle. You look at Omar Khan's 3 draft classes, a lot of the picks are excellent value. Excellent value. Zach Frazier in the second. I know centers aren't viewed as highly as they should, and I feel like that's a crime.
Yeah.
But Zach Frazier in the second was a tremendous pick. Peyton Wilson in the third. Are you kidding me? Caleb Johnson. I know he's still to be determined, but him in the third. I mean,
Nick Herbig in the fourth.
Mason McCormick in the fourth.
Yeah.
I mean, we still got to see what Fatanu and Broderick Jones are all about, but
Or even a guy like Roman Wilson as well.
Yeah.
But, just talking about the young studs, the guys from the past 3 draft classes, I mean, like, it's loaded with potential. You see potential out of these guys, like a lot of high value guys, and, where they were selected, it's just great value. It's better value for these guys.
And a lot of winning pedigree from the collegiate level as well. So, yeah, Omar Khan's here for the next 3 years, which I have no problem with. I feel like, he's done very, very, very well so far as GM. Not everything's been perfect. Could he have done better? Could he have done more things? You could say. I feel like he could have done more in this past free agency. I feel like he could have splurged a little bit, especially at the corner position or on the D-line or wherever, which is why I was hoping they do. They didn't, and now we know why they didn't. It's because they're having 12 picks next year. But, you also look at the Brandon Ayuk situation. They really put all their eggs in that basket last year, and it really hurt them because they didn't acquire him. They were almost there, but they didn't acquire him, and the receiving corps suffered for it. So you can look at those things and be like, yeah, those are failures from Omar Khan in a short time. But I still feel like keep him the next 3 years, give him a chance to show what these draft classes are all about, the upcoming draft classes, and, of course, he hasn't drafted a quarterback yet, or his quarterback yet.
No, keep in mind, the quarterback that the Steelers last drafted in the first round, he traded him away for a third rounder in which we got Peyton Wilson.
And
Don't forget
the second rounder in 2020. He traded to the Bears for a second rounder, and we got
Claypool.
JPJ out of him.
We traded away Chase Claypool for a second rounder and was able to get JPJ out of it.
That might be the most
Dude, he
unbelievable.
finessed the Bears. He finessed Ryan Poles.
I
Ryan Poles is not going to answer another phone call
from Omar Khan.
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
But also keep in mind the free agents that he's brought in. A guy like Isaac Sayamalu, who is the veteran of the offensive line, is still a capable offensive lineman even at his age. He's coming into the final year of his 3-year contract that he signed 2 years ago. We'll see what he can do. But a guy like Patrick Queen, that was a high-value, big-name free agent last year, to which I didn't think the Steelers were going to sign him or even look in his direction.
Me neither.
Omar Khan's like, no, we're going to sign him. We're going to take him from the Ravens, and we're going to see what he can bring to the table. And I thought Queen had a very solid year. It was nothing great, but it wasn't bad at the same time. It was just a solid year. We'll see what Queen can do and continue to build upon within his Steeler career. And, of course, Deshaun Elliott, who's been probably his best free agent addition that Omar Khan has done.
Oh, I don't want to say easily, but I feel like Elliott is above everyone else.
So he's definitely up there for sure.
He is.
But
But
then
yeah,
Omar Khan's 3 or 4 years as GM, I mean, Elliott's up there.
But yeah, I mean, you see what he's done. Again, it's not been perfect, but it's been more active. It's been a little better than what we're used to. And, you see the vision he's trying to do. I trust his vision. I do. He's building for the future. I don't know exactly what he's trying to accomplish with all these one-year rentals, these aging one-year rentals, but I know what they're trying to do. That doesn't mean I have to agree with it, is what I'm saying. It's just weird. Like, he's building for the future while, in his way, making a push, which I get. But you guys already know our opinion on that.
Yeah.
But he is still trying to build for the future, and he's really starting that with the trenches, and that was no different this past draft class. I mean, look what happened in the Ravens game. We got destroyed. 299 rushing yards, bro.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He prioritized the defensive line. He prioritized that front seven. Easily. Bunch of picks in this past draft class went to that. And, of course, the O-line. 4 guys this year on rookie contracts, all guys that he selected.
Indeed.
So I see what he's trying to do, and I want to trust it, and I want to see how it progresses.
And I still do trust it. I still trust Omar Khan's mentality and, what he's trying to build upon. The trenches, I'm all for that because, again, if you don't have the trenches, you don't really have a successful football team.
No.
So I'm all for that. And, keep in mind, he does have, 11 to 12 picks next year projectedly for the NFL draft in Pittsburgh?
Projectedly 12 picks, and that's before we even trade any for a potential receiver or a safety, which we know are 2 of the biggest holes on the team right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what Omar Khan can do with all of that. I mean, that's a lot of picks right there. That's a boatload of picks to really, bring upon and bring new young Steelers to the team.
Yes. That's ideal for next year, especially with it being in Pittsburgh of all places. So, plus he traded for DK this past offseason, and I think a lot of us are really happy with that.
Zero issue with that.
Zero issue with DK Metcalf.
Trade
being wide receiver one.
away George Pickens because of the maturity issues.
The same thing with Deontay last year.
That's right.
Same thing with Kenny last year.
Yeah. Which just goes to show, Omar Khan, he's showing to many players and people that, and this even goes, with the Minka Fitzpatrick trade just a couple days ago, nobody is safe.
No, and it's one of those cases where you don't know what to expect anymore. Like, anything can happen. I feel like with Omar Khan, anything can happen. Like, I can't say never to anything. And that includes TJ Watt, which his contract talks are still ongoing. And from what I read from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk, they're not close. We don't know exactly what the true update is, but that's the latest I've heard is a few days ago. Like, I don't know what the holdup is. It could be length of contract. It could be, obviously, how much he's getting per year. It could be guaranteed money. It could be more about backloading the deal, seeing that Watt is only going to age and he wants as much towards that than anything. We don't know what the holdup is. But what happens if they don't come to an agreement? What if there's a stalemate? What if they aren't close? You already traded Minka, and I swear to God, that guy was going to be a Steeler for life.
I think a lot of us thought that Minka was going to be here for life. But
so what's up with TJ, man? And I put a poll in the chat for you. Does TJ Watt get extended before training camp? So far, 59% say yes, 22% say no, and 19% say he doesn't get extended at all. I put that option in there because, listen, we never know. With Omar Khan, he has told me one thing: never say never. And to take one from Mike Tomlin, I'm going to say never with this. I know. It's weird. I just can't see it. I can't see TJ Watt being traded or not being a Steeler, because look at the philosophy of what the Steelers are doing this offseason. I don't agree with it. I can't buy into it, but you see what they're trying to do. They're bringing in all these vets. Some of them are Super Bowl champions, former Super Bowl winners, Hall of Fame careers, right? Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're trying to make a push. They're trying to make one last push while they can. They're not going to do that without TJ Watt. You can't do that without TJ Watt.
It would just defeat the purpose of what Omar Khan has done throughout this entire offseason, this wild offseason that all of us are witnessing. It would just defeat the whole purpose. You're not going to have a Super Bowl run. You're not going to go all in without your best player.
No.
And Watt is your best player.
And what are we, 1-10 without him?
Yes.
Bro.
Yeah.
Come on. You're telling
Record speaks for itself.
You're telling me the Steelers aren't looking at that and trying to figure out a way to get Watt done, or Watt's not looking at that and be like, hey, pay up. Myles Garrett got $40 million because the Browns like to destroy the market all the damn time. Swear jar. I mean, Max Crosby got extended, got 35.5. Garrett broke it with 40. Micah Parsons is coming up, and he's going to break over 40. I don't know how the Cowboys are going to pay that, but God bless him.
What about the Trey Hendrickson situation?
Yeah, he's still probably going to get traded. That's been going on for months.
And I said this I said this many times. This deal should have been done. This deal should have been one of the first things that Omar Khan and the Steelers could have gotten done early in the offseason, but they didn't for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. I don't know why they didn't. It's just the fact that they didn't. They should have, but they didn't. And now here we are still talking about TJ Watt and his ongoing situation with the Steelers contractually.
Yes.
To a point, like, is he going to be at training camp if this deal does not happen, if this deal doesn't come to terms before training camp?
Well, this contract discussion is a lot different than it was 4 years ago in 2021 when they were doing this the first time around, when at the time they made him the highest paid defensive player in the league. Now, this time around, it's a little different because the market is increased by a lot.
Higher.
Watt is older and only going to get, older, and maybe he could be on a decline. Obviously, I hope not. Maybe he finds the fountain of youth like Hayward has, but, with TJ Watt, obviously, he's looking at that as a situation where, hey, let's backload the deal while I'm still only going to get older. He's going to be, 31 in a short period of time here? How old is he now? 30?
He's 30 years old. I don't know when his birthday is. He might hit 31 by the time the season, takes place. I have no
31
idea.
in October.
So there you go.
So he'll be 31 after the first month of football. So 31, he's going to want a new deal. I mean, can you blame TJ Watt?
No, you can't. No, you can't. And if you're TJ Watt, you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm worth more than Myles Garrett. This whole debate between TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. Yes, he is.
Now, at the same time, I don't think anyone, I don't think any non-quarterback, I mean, I don't think any player in general should be getting that much, but that's how the market is nowadays. I don't think any non-quarterback should be getting more than 40, but that's the market, and that's what you have to pay now. It's just the salary cap goes up every single year. The market breaks every time someone gets extended. It doesn't matter who it is.
And it's only going to get higher.
It's
only
only
going to
gonna get
continue to raise and get higher. And that could start with TJ Watt's extension. But yeah, TJ Watt, I firmly believe that Watt believes in himself, bro. I'm worth more than Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And he is. He's going to want over $40 million.
Well, now this is Jerry Dulac, so take it with a grain of salt if you want. But according to Jerry Dulac, he says the negotiation isn't going as easy as the last contract with Watt, and apparently the Steelers saw a decline in his performance last season. He didn't have a sack in the last 4 games. And he has how many sacks in his playoff career? I think 1, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not a lot. I love Watt, but he kind of ghosts in the playoffs. I mean, as does the entire football team.
Does everybody.
I can't tell you one player in the playoffs the last 7 blowouts that had a good game. I really can't. And if there is one, I forgot because I'd rather forget.
I mean, literally, nobody showed up at that time.
No.
Nobody showed up. Nobody stood out. The team wasn't competitive.
Now, Watt, yeah, he's only going to get older, which could mean more injury concerns. And that's something that he was suffering with last year was injuries.
That just happened 2 years ago as well.
He still played every game, but he still suffered through lingering injuries. And, yeah, he didn't have a sack in the last 4 games, which, you could look at that and be like, wow, Watt is on a decline. I also look at it as the offense has had it figured out. TJ Watt, everyone on the defense, but TJ Watt is stationary on that left side against the right tackle.
Oh, we said this how many times last offseason?
Oh, I'm down with that, Mason. 2 words, pay TJ.
Well, Mason with a 2 says TJ's selfishness is going to cost his team.
I mean, how long is he going to hold out?
I don't know. Man.
Is he going to show up at training camp? He didn't show up to mandatory minicamp, dude. And last time the Steelers were in this situation, Watt didn't participate in no team drills, but he was there. He was visibly there. He didn't participate, and he didn't need to because that same year he won Defensive Player of the Year.
He did.
But at this time, you could argue he should be participating. He should be there because with his age, you do wonder if him not being part of any activities could have an effect on his play or his health or anything. Now, Watt is still a different player. He's still out of this world. He's a freaking alien. He's a hell of a defensive player. Still one of the best in the league. Any team would beg, pray, wish for a guy like TJ, even at his age. But yeah, how long is he going to hold out?
Depends on when the Steelers want to pay up or when just both sides can come to terms. But what? They're not even close?
According to
They're not even close to terms?
According to Mike Florio of Pro Football Talks, he says that the Steelers and TJ Watt are nowhere close to a deal at this point. And that was written this morning at 11:15 a.m.
Jeez. Not even close.
No.
We're 3 weeks away from training camp. Not even close yet.
Apparently, Watt is currently unhappy with the nature of contract talks. At least one offer of an unknown value has been submitted, and to no surprise, the matter of guarantees will be a sticking point in negotiations.
Matter of guarantees. Well, there you go.
That's the holdup here is guarantees.
There you go.
See, and going back to Omar Khan here, because, he's the one doing the negotiation process. Omar Khan, I've said it for years, he doesn't crack under anybody. He doesn't let one single player influence his decision. Like, he holds his ground and stands on the negotiation. He doesn't up the offer no matter what. It's either, hey, we're going to offer you or pay you this, or that's it. So with TJ Watt, this is kind of one of those situations where is Omar Khan going to up the offer this time? Is Omar Khan going to give TJ Watt what he wants? Is Omar Khan going to go out of his comfort zone a little bit and pay a little more than he's comfortable with?
Now, what that offer is, I mean, like, it's anybody's guess at this point. It could be exactly $40 million. It could be $40.1 million. It could be $40.2 million. I have no idea. Maybe he wants a little bit more.
If I had to guess, like, this is just a rough estimate. Let's say it's a 3-year extension, like Khan. Let's say it's a 3-year extension. You're averaging 40 a year. So we're looking at 3-year, $120 million. Or maybe up to $125 million. But how much are the guarantees? Probably between 80 and 100 in guarantees. That's a lot. That is a lot.
That's a lot of money.
But, I think a lot of it has to do with, where is the stretch of the guarantees going to be? Is it going to be a majority of it in his first year or two of the extension? Is he going to backload the contract? I don't think Omar Khan likes to backload contracts. That way, if he ever has to, he can opt out and suffer minimal loss, cut his ties. Otherwise, yeah, this is a different situation under Omar Khan. It really is. He doesn't really crack under anybody. He's kind of just does what he does and submits his offer, and that's it. Either you agree, you sign, or it's a fallout. So this is one of those situations with Omar Khan where is he going to act differently this time? I mean, you got to think with TJ Watt, with what they're trying to do this year, or even just for the future, with Omar Khan thinking of the future, you want TJ Watt around. But you also look at it from a business aspect.
And you've mentioned this.
I love TJ Watt.
We all do, right?
I love TJ Watt to death.
Can't thank the man enough for his contributions.
He is the only, he probably will be, for a long time, the only Steeler in Steelers history with triple-digit in sacks. And we have a rich history of edge rushers.
Yeah, and he's a lone guy at the top of that mountain there.
Now, I would also like to know what the sack numbers would be if they counted sacks.
If they recorded them.
Before 1982, imagine what, L.C. Greenwood or Joe Green or guys like that. Imagine what their numbers would be if they counted sacks in the 70s. But still, TJ Watt is the top of the list at sacks in team history with triple digits. First guy to ever do it. And he has nothing to show for it.
Nope.
He has nothing to show for it. And he is getting older. So do you want to pay him this much money with the thought that what if he's not going to be the defensive player of the year every single year? What if he's not going to be the prime TJ? The reason why the Steelers got rid of Minka is because they didn't think that his production was what they were paying him.
They weren't going to keep him, so they said, you know what, this is a good time to move on, and they got 2 players out of it.
So are they fearing the same thing with TJ Watt potentially? Because if they are, I don't see Omar Khan backing out of that, thought. Maybe he does.
Yeah, but they're all in. That's the thing that I can't get past. The Steelers are all in. You're not going all in without Watt.
No, you don't.
Again, everything that Khan has done, all the moves that he's done, the signings he's done, the trades that he's done, the draft that he had, it would just defeat the whole purpose of the Steelers being all in, and then you just trade away TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Now, would the Steelers get a great haul out of TJ Watt? Absolutely.
Yes, they would.
They would get a tremendous haul. You're talking maybe a first rounder, maybe even 2 first rounders. That could be up for debate, but just throwing it out there. You get a great haul, and then just add more upon the draft class that the Steelers are going to have next year. That's got to be a thought within our.
But then at that point, you might as well rebuild everything because without TJ, bro, I'm sorry. The win-loss record speaks for itself.
It does. And then, everything you did, again, is just a waste. It's like A-Rod's here, but, for what?
It's like if they were going to do that, maybe they should have done that at the beginning of the offseason and scrap everything and rebuild, which I thought would have been the best idea to do. But, it's kind of too late for that.
I've been on record saying I'd rather ride with Mason and Howard, but, that's not happening.
No, obviously
I'd rather
not.
them go in a mini rebuild because I don't trust the coaching. But here we are, going all in.
It's kind of too late for that.
It is too late for that.
So
it's like we gotta deal with what we're dealing with here.
I also look at it from TJ's success here in Pittsburgh. Phenomenal career. Will be looked at as probably the best edge rusher in Steelers history. Nothing to show for it. 1 defensive player of the year. Should have had probably 2 more by then.
At least 2.
He should have at least 3 under his belt. I think he got robbed against Gilmore and AD that one year. But Still, 1 Defensive Player of the Year award. That's it. No playoff victories. Not one. Not even a championship appearance.
No.
And you look at the Defensive Player of the Year for Steelers in the history. Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Troy Polamalu, James Harrison, Rod Woodson. What they all got?
The list goes on and on and on. And what do they all have?
The only one that doesn't have a ring with the Steelers is Roddy. Thanks, Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Good throw back there. It was a good throw there, Neil.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just weird. You look at the history, and then you look at Watt, and you see where he ranks, and you see what the Steelers have given him. Outside of, boatload of money. It's just like Watt has done everything for this team to not get what he truly deserves. So, as much as I love Watt, and I do want the Steelers to keep him. I do. But I'm going to stay on record in saying I don't think Watt wins anything here. So for the success, for the chance for Watt to get what he deserves, almost like a DeMarcus Ware situation. DeMarcus Ware was never going to win shit with the Cowboys, but he left with Denver and was part of that phenomenal defense in 2015 and finally won something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if he wants a chance, I mean, he ain't getting it here. That's just me being a brutal, honest Steelers fan.
No,
I don't think he's getting it here.
I mean, I agree. Again, I don't trust the coaching. As long as Tomlin's here, I don't believe that the Steelers are 1 vying for a championship, 2 barely, winning a playoff game at that. Moving forward, so if Watt were to leave, I mean, he could just very well be better off. So, I hate to say that because I love Watt and I want him to be a Steeler. And Watt himself has said that he wants to be a Steeler. Omar Khan says that he feels confident that Watt's going to retire a Steeler.
So
but it's up to Khan to make that happen.
I know. So we add in that and plus, the contract details or the presumed contract details and his age. Is it really the best move for the Steelers right now?
But then you look at the situation Omar Khan has put himself in the team in, them going all in, of course.
It's like
is that added pressure to Khan to kind of give TJ what he wants? Does he bite the bullet this time around? Just based off the moves that Khan has done himself.
For what they're trying to do this year, I think he has to. I think
That's something you got to keep in mind.
I think Omar Khan might have no choice.
I mean, this is the bed that Khan has put himself in.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, Omar Khan, he's been under the organization for 25 years. The Steelers take care of their guys. They do. They take care of their own. Their homegrown talent. They do. They took care of Ben for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
They took care of Troy. They took care of however many. They took care of AB before he lost his mind.
They took care of Shazier. They took care of Cole Holcomb.
They were good.
Right?
They were going to take care of Bell, but Bell and his delusional contract situation, whatever. They take care of their guys. So whatever the Steelers are trying to do, I'm sure they're going to have Watt's best interest at heart, or that's contract details or his own desires. They take care of their own. And that's regards to an extension or maybe him wanting out. I don't think Watt will outwardly say, hey, I don't want to be here no more. I just don't see Watt being that guy.
No,
Watt's too good.
I would be shocked if the news were to break from Schefter or Rappaport or whoever of the news of hey, sources, TJ Watt has requested a trade. I don't think it escalates to that point. I would be shocked if Watt were to just demand a trade straight up. I don't think that happens.
No, I don't think it happens either.
But I still question, when is this deal going to be done? Because training camp is 3 weeks away. If a deal does not happen at that point, then if Watt doesn't have his deal, he's not showing up for training camp.
Yeah, I agree.
At least that's what I believe.
I agree. I mean, I think him not showing up at mandatory minicamp already speaks volumes. If Watt doesn't have a contract in hand, signed, sealed, delivered, I don't think he shows up with Latrobe. I think he's going to add more pressure. Do I blame him? No. Is it the best way to go about it? Probably not, but I mean, this is the NFL nowadays. What player doesn't do it?
Yeah, players do this all the time. What's happening with Trey Hendrickson is what happened to multiple wide receivers with their markets and whatnot, to quarterbacks even, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the nature of the NFL. At the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and this is what's going to happen between GMs, agents, and, of course, players.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of it all.
See, Tom Pelissero was on the Rich Eisen show earlier today. I think it was today. And he had a little bit of an update and gave his own personal opinion regarding TJ Watt and the contract details and any possibility of whatever outcome could be. He said, do I anticipate that TJ Watt gets traded? No. Pelissero said Thursday on the Rich Eisen show. Never say never in the NFL in 2025. We've seen wilder things than this happen, particularly, again, with older players. But you have to ask yourself this. In an offseason where they have absolutely gone all in on veteran players who are here to win now, trading away TJ Watt would be so antithetical to the way that you are building this roster. It wouldn't make sense.
And he's right. It wouldn't make sense.
But the other part of it is, even if you get to the point you're like, we're at a stalemate, what can you get at this point for TJ Watt? For one thing, a 2026 draft pick doesn't help you. I mean, it does next year. No, it doesn't help us this year. But even if you were getting a 2026 draft pick, is someone giving up a first-round pick and more for TJ? A playoff contender, maybe. The Lions, the Commanders.
Yeah, like if there's a team out there that needs pass rush help or just could use an added bonus for pass rush help, like you said, the Lions, the Commanders. We're talking maybe, I don't know, just throwing names out there. The Vikings, maybe. The Texans, maybe.
I think it would be more so out of conference.
Out of conference. The Lions, Vikings, Commanders, Eagles.
No,
I don't know. Just throwing teams out there, just right off the top of my head.
I wouldn't send the Eagles. That's just not cool. That's just not cool.
You'd be right down the road.
So even if
you're not down with that,
Eddie T,
we've got 2 words for
with a $4.99, Big Ben taking all the money hurts the team chances of winning. If TJ takes a lot of money, we can't spend on other positions to win in the playoffs. I mean, you look at it, similar situations. You're not wrong. Ben got that last extension, and it really hurt us because they had nothing. They were scraping the bottom of the barrel to get from under the cap.
Yeah,
they were under the cap badly.
Yeah.
Omar Khan barely got us out.
Yeah, Khan really had to scrape like it was butter out of a container.
We were
money.
sinking so low, we barely got some air up there. We were so under the cap.
So yeah, like again, business wise, that's what you got to think about. That's a good point, Eddie T.
So yeah, that is a good point. You also look at his contract situation, his age, and then yeah, I mean we're going to have to fulfill other positions next year. Safety, probably wide receiver if we don't trade for nobody or if no one steps up on the roster. You got to look at corner. Slay's gone this year. Ramsey to be determined, but you only got JPJ. You going to bank on Corey Trice in his last year?
It's a big gamble.
Big gamble.
Especially if he doesn't stay healthy.
I wanted them to go after a big name corner this year, and they didn't because they'd rather get comp picks next year. But okay, sure. We still got to go out and make some moves next year.
Yep.
Keeping Watt handicaps that a little bit. Just a little. I think the Steelers should still have a decent amount of cap space, and of course the cap goes up every year.
Yeah.
So perhaps the Steelers can get away with it. Much different than the Ben situation. Because back then, the cap wasn't as high as it is today. They didn't have as much cap space as they do today. So, similar, but maybe the Steelers can get away with it this time.
Yeah. But if Watt does not show up at training camp, I mean, you look at the current group of edge rushers we have. Of course, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, and rookie Jack Sawyer.
Right.
You know, that is more reps for a guy like Herbig.
Jordan.
And Sawyer.
We got JB, Jordan Brown with a 4.99. I wouldn't be surprised if he's traded this offseason. AJ Brown, Scary Terry, Jameson Williams, and picks. I don't think AJ Brown goes. Scary Terry, listen, that's kind of one of the more, I don't want to say realistic, but I mean, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I mean, with his contract situation over there with the Commanders, right?
And they need edge help like badly.
Yeah, they do. They only have, what's his name? Frankie Louvu?
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
He's an inside guy. He's an inside guy. Terrific inside guy.
Even then, like, yeah, you need pass rush help.
Even Electric Visuals in the chat says, I like Lions. Get picks from them and grab J-Mo. He's in the last year of his contract, but he was a hell of a playmaker for golf last year. When he stayed healthy, bro, he's a blazer.
I do. Great number 2. He's living up to that first-round pedigree.
Yeah, now.
So he always had it. He just had to come back from the injury.
You're right. But, I mean, and plus, I mean, they were kind of deep in receiver position up until last year.
Yeah.
So you could also look at, well, Jameson Williams, only 1 year of serious production. Well, yeah, but He's a terrific playmaker, bro. He's got a lot of great tools.
And
him and DK,
And he's still very freaking young.
1,000 yards last year.
He's still very young. So, he's still got, years left in him,
He'd have
more room to grow.
He'd have 2 years left in his rookie contract?
With the 5th-year option.
So 3 if they want to extend it.
Yeah.
You could look at it that
Throwing
way.
it out there, again,
I don't hate that idea. But
never say never, right? It's not out the realm of
it's not
possibility.
out the realm, but it's like, if you get rid of Watt, what's the point of this entire offseason?
Now, yes, we have a deep edge group with the guys I mentioned, but no offense to them, they're all good players, and I'm excited for them this upcoming season. They're not TJ Watt.
No one is.
Down with that, we've got 2 words for you.
Jordan Brown with a 199. He says, just saying, I love Watt, but offensive league.
It absolutely is an offensive league, and I wish the Steelers would get more heavy on the offense. So you're not wrong. You guys aren't wrong in any of that. I side with you guys 100%.
Still, though, I can't see Watt, one, asking for a trade. Two, I can't see the Steelers trading away Watt, just based off, again, the moves that they've done, what they've done this offseason. I can't see it. Am I going to close the door on that? No, I'm not, because Omar Khan has indicated, listen, nobody's safe. Like, Omar Khan's going to do what he feels is the best move for the team, for the colors and for the logo. That's what he's going to do. Even if it comes to, biting a bullet, making a trade, and moving on from somebody.
Yeah, like he did a couple days ago.
Yeah. The NFL is a business. Stuff like this tends to happen rarely, but it does happen. And when it comes to Omar Khan, again, nobody's safe. And he has aggression to him as a GM.
He does.
More so than Kevin Colbert ever did. Omar Khan, man, he's not hesitant to make these moves or even think about these moves or even negotiating these moves. He's not. But still, though, I don't see it happening.
Right.
I don't.
It's also interesting because the Steelers, they rely heavily on defense. And that's paid off for us very well the last several years.
Still the highest paid defense in the league.
20 years ago, this would have been great, but it's not 20 years ago anymore. Not even 30 years ago. They really rely on the defense a ton. Imagine in the same offseason, you trade away arguably 2 of your biggest defensive playmakers.
Most notable ones, that's for sure.
It'd be weird. Now, you could do that to add to the offense, which, they need offense more than anything. Holy hell. The offense has been dreadful for years. And Omar Khan, back at the NFL Combine interview he did this past Combine season, he stated, we need playmakers. And that's anywhere. And he's added playmakers. He added DK. He added Caleb Johnson. He added Jonnu Smith. Jalen Ramsey can still be a playmaker.
Yeah.
He added playmakers. And he's not done because we still need a wide receiver too. With Omar Khan, anything's on the table. I gotta keep the options open. I feel like, I don't want to say it's going to happen, but I feel like it's honestly, the more I think about it, the more the days go by, I wouldn't be shocked if it happens. Like with Minka, I was shocked. With Watt, I can't be, because if they traded Minka, anyone's open for business, even a guy like TJ. So if they actually do trade him, which I don't think ultimately happens, I just wouldn't be shocked. I just hope that if they do, the return is significant. I hope they get a great receiver and they get some serious picks out of it.
No, because if they're going to negotiate Watt being traded, they're not going to take any low ball offer. They're not. This is their best player. This is TJ Watt we're talking about here. If you want him, give us your best offer, but make it good. Because we're not going to take anything less. We're not going to settle for less. If it's going to be not to our liking, then simply put, we're not moving on from him. We're going to keep him. We're going to continue to try and negotiate with him and try to keep him a Steeler for life.
Yeah.
That's just what I believe Omar Khan's philosophy is at this moment.
S-Dad in the chat says, could this team be like the 94 Niners, a bunch of one-year mercenaries to go for it all? I guess. I guess that's what they're trying to do.
How did that 94
I think
49ers go?
Who was it in the chat? I think it might have been visuals. I think he said that Steelers are kind of modeling themselves after the 2015 Broncos. And Peyton was awful that year.
Well, let me tell you, the 1994 San Francisco 49ers, they went 13-3, and they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's right. There you go.
Wasn't that their last Super Bowl victory?
I couldn't tell you.
I might be wrong on that.
No, because that was with Steve Young. That's right. And they only won one championship with Young. Yeah, that was their last championship. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that season.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
They don't have the Steelers. I don't think they have the coaching caliber of the 94 Niners, but that's just my 2 cents on that.
Ramsey is here until 2029, I think. He does have a contract that runs through there. I don't know if he's going to play out his whole contract because the cap hit raises
Significantly.
It does. I mean, the next 2 years, like say he's here after this year and the year after that, the cap hits aren't huge. Like I think it's less than what Minka was making this year. But the last year, it raises drastically.
Ain't it like $30 million?
I'll get the numbers in a minute.
Yeah, check it up on
Now,
Spot Rack.
This is just a rough estimate. So
shout out to Spot Rack, by the way.
yeah, his cap hit for this year, according to Spot Rack, again, this is an estimate. I don't know if this is 100% true. 5.316 million.
Cheap.
Next year, now they do have an opt-out option. I don't know if they will or not. They could. We'll see. Next year, he has a cap hit of 17.688 million. 2027, a cap hit of almost 20. And in 2028, his last year, a whole cap hit whopping 30.5. So Ramsey could be here probably a max 2, 3.
At the very least,
He could be a
right?
one year guy. I don't know. They do have that opt-out option.
Really depends on his play, too.
Sure does.
Really depends on that.
White Mamba says, I could see them forcing Watt out. They've done this thing before. They forced Ward into retirement, same with Paul Amato. They forced Harrison out twice, not to mention forcing Franco out in 83. Yeah. One thing about the Steelers is history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Believe me, history fucking repeats itself.
It does. It does. It's one of the cons to the Steelers and whatnot. No pun intended. See what I did there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm here all week, but no, it's a Steeler thing. You know, it's what they do. Could go down that way. I don't know.
Do we have the Steelers' current cap space? I'll search it up because I don't have the number on me. Because I'm curious. Steelers' current cap space, according to overthecap.com, I don't know why they still have Minka's deal on here. Maybe because of the dead cap. They're sitting around 18.6 million.
18 and a half, a little over.
According to Over the Cap.
Now, how much that is going to be for?
Now, according to Spot Rack, they have almost 26. So I don't know what to believe.
Let's go with
to make myself feel better.
Let's go with the 26.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with Spot Rack.
So if 26 is correct, and they have plenty to add a free agent or trade for a free safety and a wide receiver, because they still got to add those positions.
Sure.
Which that is, I don't know.
I don't think the names or the trades or whatever they do are going to be massive. I think there's going to be fill-ins. And hopefully those fill-ins are solid. For safety, Julian Blackmon would be great. He's very young. Tons of starting experience.
I'm surprised he's still a free agent.
He had a good year last year, yeah.
Past 2 years, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Very good with the Colts. Of course, Justin Simmons is still out there. If their philosophy is grabbing all these one-year rentals to make a push, Justin Simmons kind of fits that, doesn't he?
Yeah, sure. Why not add another guy to the Pittsburgh Steelers 2025 retirement tour?
I know. And then wide receiver, I give up searching. I don't know anymore.
I feel like I've dug that hole so deep there is no more to dig.
I like the Scary Terry idea. I don't know if there's going to be any juice to it, but otherwise, realistically, I think it'll be Gabe Davis.
Apparently, they had a good meeting when Davis did meet with the Steelers about a month ago, and supposedly they're still in talks, or they're still in communication. It just depends on Davis's medicals and then if he passes.
Right.
When that is, I mean, like he's still recovering from that gruesome injury.
Ravenator, shout out to Bruce in the chat. Hope you guys get your shit together by week 14, so it's all good for our rivalry, dude. We could bring back Mitch Trubisky actually don't do that
No,
because the last time he played y'all, he threw what, 4 picks? Never mind.
3.
One
to Patrick Queen.
Okay, we could bring back Kenny Pickett.
Is that any better?
Yeah, we could a little bit. He's like Mitch without the turnovers.
Okay, yeah, I'll take the safe.
All I'm saying is no matter who the hell plays, the rivalry's going to be good. I think we all know that. It don't matter who's playing for the Steelers and Ravens.
At least I hope so. The past 2 Ravens matchups haven't exactly lived up to the rivalry.
No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't. And I don't want that to happen for a 3rd straight time.
Tube Dude says, but how would trading TJ help with the Super Bowl? I thought they are going all in. Trading TJ wouldn't contradict that. That's the thing. Like, they're doing everything this offseason, but trading away the best player. Like, what was the point of signing all these old dudes ready for the nursing home? I don't get it.
And believe me, if they do that just based off the moves, trade away Watt, then yeah, I will be pissed.
Yeah.
I will be, because again, like, it just makes no sense.
Kara must be pissed. They never did this much trading and offseason moves his whole time in Pitt. No, because Kevin Colbert is the GM. But
Kara had to work with Colbert's mentality of building through the draft, which has always been a Steelers thing.
Yeah, but Kara as a coach brought more people
he
in.
Brought the best.
He was more open to changing things with the coaching staff and opening things on the field. Like, I'll give you an example. And Kara wrote it in his book.
Not just Kara, but Dan Rooney.
Dan Rooney wrote in his book.
Dan Rooney was open to it, but yes.
They had Ben as the 3rd guy in his rookie season.
He was not supposed to play his rookie year.
At all.
It was supposed to be Maddox and Batch in front of him, obviously. Both were hurt early into the season.
So what did the Steelers do?
And Cowher's like, crap. Well, like, we got to run with the rookie. We got to run with the draft pick. They changed the whole offensive scheme, the playbook, everything, to model Ben's play style to what suited Ben best. That got the best out of Ben. And it led to Ben winning every single start, having a great rookie year, and winning Rookie of the Year.
What a concept! Oh my God! Scheming up football to help your players succeed? Who would have thought?
No, but what happened when Matt Canada, not to bring his name up, but when Matt Canada was the OC and Mason had to step in for Ben when he had COVID, what did Mason say about the offensive scheme?
We didn't do anything to change the game plan whatsoever. We just did the same thing.
Yeah, that's wise.
Garbage. I will never forget that. Tale of 2 coaches. That's all I'll put it. Wow. Yeah, Steelers top 51 cap space, is 25.8 according to Spot Rack, says James Payne. Yeah, a rough estimate of 26.
Yep.
So still a decent amount to work with. Enough to maybe make a move. If you want to get your hopes up on that, but enough to, fulfill the needs. Whether that's before training camp, during training camp, during preseason, after the final cuts, which I think is most likely. It'll probably most likely after the final cuts. They might just give certain guys the opportunity in the first team reps in the game time and preseason to see what they do. And then obviously in the final cuts, they'll cut whoever. They'll look at the roster, they'll see who's available, and then they'll bring some guys in. Happens all the time.
That might be the likely scenario right there.
I don't hate that idea. I mean, I want them to fulfill other spots like safety and receiver too, but I don't exactly hate that idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure guys will still be available. Otherwise, if you wait out and miss out on like Blackman or Simmons, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, because like you're all in again. But you trade away Minka, which to me, like, it's whatever, right? Days ago, it's whatever. But it still confuses me how you try to go all in, but not have Minka, because exactly what you're playing at free safety here.
Yeah.
Can't be Juan Thornhill. It can't. I just can't envision that. Just because he was a Super Bowl winning safety with the Chiefs doesn't mean he still is today.
Electric Visuals in the chat says the latest Steelers offer to TJ Watt would make him the highest paid non-quarterback by APY.
And Watt still said no?
That's the thing. When they pay him, or if they pay him, that's going to have to be the case. I don't think that's the issue here. Like, Watt knows I'm going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the entire league. Again,
like the article said,
it's guarantees. That's the struggle here. It's guarantees. And with, the amount of guarantees, I mean, we don't know.
No, we don't know.
It's the nature of the contract. I don't think it's the length. I don't think it's the APY. I think it's guarantees. So that could be guarantees in the first couple of years. That could be backloading the deal. You know, maybe the Steelers backload the deal but add void years. That way they can kind of balance out the cap effect where, like, after Watt leaves or after Watt's done playing, you know, it can, like, they'll have some cushion to work with while still giving Watt what he wants, but pay off some of that contract later on when Watt's not with the team if they have to. Kind of backload the deal. That way they got some room to work with in cap space, benefit Watt to his liking, but kind of even out the spending. That way they can make the moves now necessary.
Yeah.
Which is ideally for next year and the year after that. Because I think those are the two off seasons that are going to be very important for Khan.
Oh, crucial. Now that he's extended, now he's going to be here through the 2028 season.
These next 2-3 years for Omar Khan is going to be very important.
Huge years coming up for Omar Khan, especially next year.
Sure is.
You can't miss, bro. You can't miss.
Kyler's
You're looking to knock this thing out the park. You can't miss.
Kyler's big move was getting Bettis back in 96, then do Staley in 2004. Yeah, Staley was supposed to be the Bettis replacement. That didn't work out. Staley was, you know.
No, Deuce was good. Deuce was good. It's just, you know, like.
He's a hell of a coach, too.
He is.
He's a hell of a coach.
Who is he with?
Wasn't he with the Lions?
I thought he was. Is he still coaching?
Well, maybe he's with the Panthers now. Huh? He's what? He's with the Browns.
Huh?
He's a running back coach with the Browns. That was from last year.
Oh.
That's not cool.
No, it's not.
Oh, my God, bro. What's his face from Ohio State's learning with that dude?
Judkins?
Quinshon Judkins.
He's learning from Deuce Staley. Yeah, we might have some problems. That's why they selected Derek Harmon.
That's why they selected Y.A. Black.
Yeah. But, no, Deuce was good. It's just, you know, injuries happen and, you know, the rise of Willie Parker.
Where do we get our shirts? Jim Shivers asks. What's that one store in Pittsburgh? You would know.
Steel City. I think that's what it's called, Steel City.
Is that what it's called?
I believe it is. I could be wrong on that, but
I don't think that's what it's called. Definitely You. It's called Definitely You.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I could have sworn I got this from Steel City.
No, it's from Definitely You.
You sure?
It's right by the one Giant Eagle.
No, Definitely You's a great store. Hella good store. But so is the Steel City shop.
Yeah, they got
downtown.
more like variety. No, Definitely You has more variety. Steel You kind of just has a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Definitely You is just like a all Pittsburgh sports store.
Oh, you can get.
If you want anything?
Yeah,
you go there.
Pirates, Penguins, Panthers, Steelers.
Like,
right?
if, give me like an hour in there, and I'm going broke. I swear to God.
I think we actually lasted a lot.
So I
an hour
can't.
in there.
I can't splurge in Pittsburgh, bro. It's too bad. It's way too bad.
I bought a jersey in there one time. What jersey was it?
I forget.
I can't remember what it was.
If y'all remember, for y'all old heads, I mean, not
hey.
by age. I'm talking about subscribers.
Longevity sub there.
For the guys that were here, you know, 2020, 2021, before that. If y'all remember that big old sign we had, that big old poster where it had Ben, Claypool, Juju, and Watt, which I think we still have somewhere.
We do still have that.
That came from that store.
Yeah. Yeah, when we thought Juju and Chase were
The future.
when they were them.
They weren't.
No, they weren't.
They weren't.
Especially Chase.
They weren't.
God, what happened?
I don't know what happened.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that was oh God. We Electric Visual says we cool on TJ. I got Jack Sawyer. We got Nick Herbig.
Two young studs. And Highsmith.
They can't replace Watt.
No, nobody
No
can.
one can.
Nobody can, but
No one can. No one can.
I said just not
Hey.
too long ago, Nick Herbig on any other team as a starter. He's starter quality.
Did y'all see PPF's coach rankings? I did not.
Do I need to search this up?
Yes, because I'm curious.
PFF coaching rankings.
DB Boy says they'd have to trade him for a top receiver like Scary Terry and a high pick. It would have to be. It would have to be player for player and then something. Watt is literally worth that. And I think any contending team would be willing to trade that. But like a team like the Commanders, who had an unbelievable year last year, would they trade their number one target and a franchise guy like Terry McLaurin? Maybe.
Now, are we talking ranking top 10 returning NFL coaches entering 2025? Because this is all I could find.
Yeah. Does anyone have this certain list, like a link or something? Because
because top 10 right here. 10 is Stefanski of the Browns. 9 is Campbell. 8 is Sirianni. 7 is Shanahan.
Huh? Sirianni's 8. He just won the fucking Super Bowl.
6 is
Swear jar.
Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers.
Screw Jim Harbaugh.
Mike Tomlin's higher. Mike Tomlin is 5.
I want to see something. Go down the list again.
All right. Let me restart this. 10, Kevin Stefanski, Cleveland Browns.
Playoff victory. Continue. Continue.
All right. 9, Dan Campbell,
Playoff
Detroit
victory.
Lions. Number 8, Nick Sirianni, Philadelphia
Super
Eagles.
Bowl.
7, Kyle Shanahan, San Francisco 49ers.
When was our last playoff victory?
2 years ago.
I think so. Playoff victory.
6, Jim Harbaugh, Los Angeles Chargers. They got blown out.
Yeah, okay.
Herbert threw like 4 picks.
Mike Tomlin.
How is Harbaugh ahead?
Who's ahead of Tomlin?
5 is Mike Tomlin, like I said. 4 is John Harbaugh. He just had to be in between the Harbaughs. Huh?
He's got to be top 5 for sure.
3 is Sean McVay of the Rams. 2 is Sean Payton of the Broncos.
No, what? What?
Does anybody want to guess what number 1 is?
Hold on, who made this list?
Does anybody want to know what number 1 is?
Who made this list?
It's the Walrus.
Who made this list?
Do you want me to dox him?
Who made that list?
Are you sure?
Is that the real list?
By Dalton Wasserman. I'm sorry, Dalton.
Unfamiliar. Watford Parsons? No. I mean,
Cowboys ain't.
well,
What the Cowboys do that?
either way, they got to pay.
Yeah.
They got to pay $40 million for an older guy.
Jerry Jones going to pay money regardless.
I don't know. I mean, frankly, I think that'd be Parsons is an incredible talent. That might be in terms of age. I mean, they're getting a younger, fierce, faster pass rusher. But no, I don't think that actually happens.
No.
It sure would bring Parsons closer to home, though.
Yes, it would.
I always thought
it would bring him back to Pennsylvania.
I always thought Parsons would be an Eagle, like Shady. They literally have the exact same background.
Yeah.
It's just Parsons went to the school up the street from him.
Keep in mind, our 7th-round rookie, Dion Kent.
Oh, Dante Kent.
Dante Kent, my fault. Dante Kent. He's from our old neck of the woods too.
He's from Harrisburg. Yep.
Yeah. He said himself. You know, not many people get out of there.
No, they don't.
Not many people make it out of there.
No one makes it out of Harrisburg. Harrisburg is a shit show.
It's a rough place.
It's very bad.
It's rough. But props to those guys for getting out there and, you know, having successful careers.
Yeah, love those success stories. You don't get that a lot. Also, Denzel Green.
Yeah.
They were who they thought they were.
Colston of the Saints.
Colston?
Yeah. Marquez Colston. He's a Harrisburg cat.
Who? Oh, him.
Yeah, number 12.
Sorry, yeah. One
Yeah.
of the most underrated, yeah.
Yeah, 7th rounder, man. Like, great player. Underrated 2010 wide receiver.
Did I say Denzel Green? I meant Dennis Green. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. Question for you. Do we move Jalen Ramsey to safety or sign Justin Simmons? Or draft a safety? Well, either way, I think we're going to have to draft a safety. Sign Simmons. I'm not moving Ramsey to safety full time.
No.
I'm not moving him to safety full
No,
time.
you're gonna
Why would
keep.
you do
You're
that?
gonna give him in the slot and substitute him outside for certain plays.
Doesn't
and
that
packages.
doesn't that kind of
defeat the purpose?
literally you traded Minka just to put Ramsey at safety? Why don't you just keep Minka? You're taking Minka, who's younger and tons more experience at the position, to put someone 2 years older that hasn't played the position how long?
Yeah, just
It doesn't make sense. He's not playing safety. You can work him outside. You can put him in the slot.
you probably put him in certain reps at safety, right? Just not full time.
If you need a new free safety, I hear Mike Mitchell is available.
Huh?
Dude, I will.
I'm
That was-
good on that. I loved his passion. Just his play was just not good.
He was awful. The amount of missed tackles he did. Oh God. Oh.
I remember that missed tackle on AJ Green against the Bengals when AJ McCarron threw that touchdown. Dude,
well, not just that. How
even
many?
as a teenager, bro.
How many missed tackles did he have on AJ Green back then?
Remember the missed tackle on Mike Wallace?
Yes. He burned us 95 yards. He's like, tagger it.
Yeah, I know, Mike Mitchell, dude.
Mike Mitchell.
He could lay the head, but as a surefire tackler,
Oh God, no.
don't bet on that.
Sean Davis, FC, rise up. Fan club. No, I ain't. No. I pass. Nope. God, that was a rough selection, wasn't it?
That man won Rookie of the Year in 2016.
That 2016
for the Steelers.
That 2016
specifically.
class was trash outside of Hargrave. Shout out to Hargrave. Should have kept him. Should have kept Hargrave.
No, now he's where'd he go? He got cut by San Fran. Where did he go?
I want to say the Vikings, but I could be
No,
dead
I
wrong.
think you're right.
He is the Vikings.
Yeah, that's a good.
Good
that's
for
a
it.
good-
Oh
that's a
my
good
God,
spot for him.
he's with Brian Flores.
Yes.
Wow, cool.
He's with a good coordinator.
Sure is. Good for him. Good for him. Love the Gravedigger.
Yep.
You know who I also miss? Tuitt.
Oh, absolutely.
I miss Tuitt.
Dude, Tuitt, man, so underrated.
Yeah, man.
You want to think of underrated Steelers or just underrated defensive linemen of 2010s? Tuitt was in there.
In his prime, he was top 5 defensive lineman.
Tuitt and Hayward right there. My God, that was a duo.
For a short period of time, he was the top 5 defensive lineman. Tuitt was a beast.
He was a big guy that was strong, quick, just could do whatever you asked. Stop the run, rush the passer.
I love Tuitt, man.
I hope he's doing good.
I hope so too. You know, the end of his career was very unfortunate. He had a family member pass. I think it was his brother, and I hope they're all doing well. It's just, you know, Tuitt's just, I don't know. Like ever since then,
It's been a revolving door for the Steelers to replace Tuitt.
exactly.
It's been it was Chris Wormley. Then they tried Ogunjobi for 3 years.
Yep.
And now here they are with hopefully with the actual future Derek Harmon.
It will be the future. I have full confidence in Derek Harmon. I just realized we're wearing the same shirt. Was that intentional?
Now yours say when you play Pittsburgh, you play the whole city. Mine says I'd rather be in Pittsburgh.
Okay, they kind of look the same.
Yeah,
Same fonts.
literally though. Can you tell how much we miss Pittsburgh?
Next year.
We gotta get back to Pittsburgh, bro.
Next year in the draft. I might even try to get up to Latrobe this year.
I'm down. Just let me know.
Who still remembers the last game at Three Rivers and Forbes Field? Well, I was obviously way too young.
You said last game.
Yeah.
That's funny because we actually have a seat of a game from the final season.
Yeah, right
So
there.
it's December 16th, 2000. I'm actually gonna look it up. Did we win that game?
I don't know.
Did we win that game?
But yeah, it's a seat and a pad. Still want to get that like framed or something.
2000 Pittsburgh Steelers season. The Steelers went 9-7 that year.
Update on the poll. 200 votes. 68% say yes. Watt does get extended before training camp.
So was it December 16th? Yes, we beat the Washington Redskins at the time.
24-3.
Yes. The hell yeah.
Yep.
And that was their last game in that stadium.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
Donnie says he was at that game.
Wow.
Wow.
Donnie. Shout out to Donnie, dude.
But that had to be a
That's
time, huh?
pretty crazy. Maybe you sat on this, huh?
We were
Who knows, right?
16 months old.
Yes,
we
we
were
were.
16 months old.
Yes, we were.
Wow. We were 16 months old at that time.
I do
man.
not remember anything.
I don't remember anything up until 2006. Flashing memories here and there, but full, like, getting a sense of conscience and realizing where I'm at. Yeah, it was 2006.
Yeah.
Sitting in the middle of kindergarten. Remember when you used to have the kindergarten naps with those mats? They don't do that nowadays, do they? They don't do a lot. Do they even teach cursive anymore?
I don't know.
This American education has really gone down the drain.
What about the Pledge of Allegiance? Not to go down that argument, but, 4th of July. America.
No, I don't think they do the Pledge of Allegiance no more. I remember we used to do that in front of the flag every day. Hand to heart. Every day. Every morning. God, are we the last of a dying breed?
I guess, bro.
Wow.
It sounds that way, don't it?
Wow. Everything's online now, too.
Hell, you're bringing up kindergarten moments. I remember just sitting on the couch watching Drake and Josh as a 6-year-old.
Yes. Classic show. Remembers the last Pirates last game? I don't.
No.
Deion Sanders was booed out of the stadium. I hope so. I'd hope so. Yeah, we had a couple unks just reminiscing. Yes. Yes. It's crazy. Happens more often than you think, man. Happens more often than you think. I really do miss my childhood.
Yeah, a couple unks, man. We got some nephews already graduating from high school.
Yeah, one just last month.
God!
One just last month. Got a couple more coming in the upcoming years.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Couple in 17 years. God, this is crazy. Anyway, enough of that. No one wants to hear about our childhood. Your school never taught you cursive? Wow, you must be young.
I forgot how to write a Z in cursive. Fun fact.
Just do the Billy Madison.
Is that actually how it is?
No. No. That's not how it is.
I'm gonna do it though.
It's like.
Yeah, I'll make a note of that, bro. Thank you.
I swear to God. Swear to God. Looks like a 2. Yeah, see, I got it right. Like that and that. Just search it up. You'll find it.
No.
You'll find it. Second grade, we learned cursive. Second grade. Anyway, let me get a new poll in the chat because I'm curious to know what would y'all trade Watt for if y'all were in Omar Khan's shoes. Why is this computer lagging? And it just buzzed out.
Yeah, hold on. You gotta reload it. But it doesn't help. You got many windows open.
I gotta have my sources and my information.
Yeah, that's a fair argument.
Somber, what's good, man? Says, oh yeah, we're at the point where the people who weren't taught cursive are old enough to sign for things. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's wild. It's really wild, dude. Wow, man. We got a football game at the end of the month. Don't forget, football is back.
July, yes.
Yeah,
at the end of the month.
31st. We got what is that, the Hall of Fame game?
I believe so. I couldn't tell you who plays, though. Is it the Chargers or something? Chargers play?
And the Steelers return to training camp. Steelers report Wednesday, July 23rd. So that is less than 3 weeks away.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yes,
yeah,
it is,
guys,
man.
we are in the month where football returns. We have a football game at the end of the month. We have the Steelers reporting in less than 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks from now will be the first practice of Latrobe, of training camp, of the 2025 season. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're talking to Detroit Lions and Los Angeles Chargers for the Pro Football Hall of Fame game.
Cool.
Why the hell not?
No, LO, no trading Watt. Take the poll down. Okay, I won't put the poll up because you said so. I gotta listen to the boss here. You mean print for things? That's new cursive. Yeah, I guess so. I feel bad for generations after 2000 and 2004. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where all our nieces and nephews were born. It was like after 2007. Yeah.
We're teaching them good though. We're teaching them the good stuff.
Trying to. Where are we at? In the chat.
Did you guys get a DK jersey? Not yet.
No.
Not
Honestly,
yet.
guys, I don't know what my next jersey is going to be. You know,
If I'm being real, I haven't bought a jersey since Mason.
I'm scared to. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm scared to buy jerseys now because I don't know who's going to stay. Like, I can't wear my Minka one ever again until he retires.
No.
It just doesn't feel right.
Nah, I got to put that into the back of the closet where the other Steelers are, like the Connors and the
Jujus.
I don't think I still have my Juju.
You don't have your Juju?
No, I think I may have donated it.
Wow.
I had a Claypool, but I donated that too.
Yeah, I'm scared to buy jerseys now because I don't know who's going to stay. So I think if I'm going to buy a jersey, it's going to be players I don't have that, made legacies.
Yeah. Like Watt. Like, I didn't buy a Watt jersey until we inked an extension with him back in 2021.
Yeah.
So maybe that happens with DK. Maybe after this year, because he's here, next 5 years or whatnot. Maybe after this year, maybe after year 2. I don't know. If I bite the bullet on that one.
No mercenary jerseys till they produce. No 1-year bust allowed. There you go. I think that's a good rule.
I still have 2 Najee jerseys.
Because a lot of people. Oh yeah, you do.
I do.
So I got one too.
Yeah.
See, that's just another one of those things. Like Najee might never be a Steeler again. He was only here for 4 years. He did good in his time here, in my opinion. But you got guys like Claypool. After that 4-touchdown game, bro, I remember trying to buy one. I couldn't. They were sold out.
That was the time.
And now, like, what is he doing? Where is he working at? Chick-fil-A?
Claypool is a free agent at the moment.
Dude, you got a Mendenhall? Oof. Oh,
Mendenhall wasn't bad, but
that's gotta be torture to look at.
Yes, we know what happened.
Oh god, that's gotta be torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, Chet? This is gonna be a good discussion here. What's the worst jersey you own?
Didn't you mention not too long ago that you seen while you were working, you seen somebody with a Dennis Dixon jersey?
Yes, bro. I was astonished.
Down with that. We've got 2 words.
Remembers that one, Dennis Dixon. But
Robert Bina? Roberto, I'll call you Roberto. I wouldn't want to trade Watt, but what if Washington gives us Scary Terry and maybe a 2nd-round pick for Watt? Honestly, dude, I think
I don't know if I can say no.
I would try to up it to a 1st. Because then at that point, you can't say no, can you? And I love Watt. I really do.
Here we got some Pickett. Oh, young boy, I'm sorry.
Artie Burns. Young boy said Pickett.
Cordell.
I do have a Cordell Stewart. I'll go get it.
Oh, yeah, you can get it. Artie Burns. Oh, no, you don't have that. You're lying. That man's still playing, by the way. As a matter of fact, it's funny. He's a Miami Dolphin right now. What are the odds that he has to step in to play outside now that Ramsey's gone? What are the odds that Artie Burns has to play? That's kind of crazy, though. Artie Burns is still playing. I never would have thought. I mean, props to him. He's finding a role. He's still playing. Brown, number 84. I mean, the ending to his career was ridiculous. D'Angelo Williams, Williams was underrated, dude. Like D-Will, all because of the O-line and just the run scheme when Todd Haley was here. I mean, D'Angelo Williams just revived his career. You know what I mean? Like when he stepped in for Bell, when he was either hurt or suspended, like D-Will was good. Like I always appreciated D-Will. He was very good. I loved watching D-Will. Love Cordell, Devin Bush, Claypool. I'm sorry, guys. Like we've all had those mistakes. We've all had those moments. I mean, how many still have a George Pickens jersey, right? Like it's just one of those things, like you think like you're attached to this player, you're a fan of this player's game and whatnot. You think that he's the guy right here for their respective position. It's just like, no, he doesn't pan out, or the Steelers trade him away. Marcus Wheaton. Byron. Marcus, you know what? Marcus Wheaton, dude, he has been the best 11. As far as I can remember, he has been the best number 11. Since then, nobody has been able to wear that jersey with pride. Nobody. Number 11, bro, is basically cursed.
See the
Marcus,
size difference? This is my first jersey ever, yo.
Is that a kid's youth?
Yes. This is my first jersey ever. What's fucked up, I still might be able to wear this. It might be tight on me, but...
That's turn around.
That's a Cordell Stewart. It's my first Steelers
Slash.
jersey ever. Ever, dude.
That is Slash.
And I got Holmes. Who else do I got from when I was young? Holmes. I think that's it.
Heath Miller? Did you have Miller when he was young?
No, not when I was young. Yeah, it's my first jersey ever, guys. It's really cool.
I know what young one. I know which other jersey you had when you were young. Villanueva. You bought that when you were young.
I bought the
Salute to Service.
Service one, yeah.
Yeah, Alejandro Villanueva.
But no, I was searching through. I couldn't tell you what's the worst jersey I have.
Like,
I can't tell you.
me too, because like when I look at my collection, I don't have any bad Steelers. They just didn't stay here long.
You had a Claypool, which was gifted to you.
That was a Christmas
for
gift.
Christmas.
I didn't ask for that. Shout out to Ryan. I appreciate it, Ryan. It's just he didn't pan out
No, he didn't.
at all.
Let's see, I got Connor Color Rush. I have a Juju. I have a Shazier. I got Ben. I got a Willie Parker.
That's Willie.
I got.
You bought that live one time.
Yeah, I did. I got a Bumblebee Kiesel, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
I got so much. We'll be here all night. And that's, it's
I feel like I gotta go
it's
down
not as
mine.
much as I want.
I mean, I got Rod Woodson. I got a away Rocky Blyer. I have not worn that jersey in a bit. I gotta wear that for. No, I can't because we made the promise that we wear Rudolph, so I'm gonna have to delay that jersey for a year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We
yeah,
made,
yeah.
we made a pledge. We made a promise. We gotta wear Mason's jersey all year. But I got an away Rocky Blyer. I got a Kevin Green throwback jersey from when they wore that, what was it, the 95, 96 season?
Speaking of which, so as you guys know, the Steelers are going to release a new jersey, a new throwback jersey this year.
Yep, that's right.
I think it's July 21st they're going to announce, and they're bringing back the gold helmets. Now, what the jersey itself is going to be, I don't know. It could be very much like the Color Rush, maybe a different variation. I always thought that the gold helmets with the Color Rush was the way to go.
Yeah.
Like they did something like that years back. Ward sported, Ben sported, those teams sported. They didn't do it often. I thought, they should make that regular. And when the Color Rush came, I'm thinking, where are the gold helmets at? And they're going to do that, but slightly different. I just don't see them combining the two. I think they'll separate them where it'll be a gold helmet and kind of like the Color Rush jersey itself, but maybe slightly different.
Do they make the jersey, not the numbers, the jersey gold?
The jersey itself? No, I don't want all gold.
No?
No. I think that'd be too ugly.
Maybe with the numbers black? I don't know how that looked, though. I don't know how that looked.
I'm visualizing it in my head.
Yeah,
right
I don't
now.
know how that looked.
I think that's ugly.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I think that's ugly. What I want them to do is I want them to bring back the all whites, the all white vintage away from the 70s.
Yep.
They need to do
The
that.
early 70s, man. There's nothing but white.
They need to do that.
That's vintage.
Imagine
dude.
that in a snow game.
You couldn't see him. You couldn't see him, but that's vintage, bro.
I bought a Minka jersey, the only one I ever owned, and now he's gone. Yeah, I think, what game was it? I want to say, maybe it was the Rams game. The Rams game that year. I'm pretty sure it was the Rams game.
What was it, a pick and a fumble return for a touchdown?
Yeah, I think it was that. It was after that game we bought his jersey. Because that dude, 2019 Minka was just a time. I'll never forget it.
That was fresh Minka, dude.
I will never forget it. I did have an AB and a Bell. I forget what happened to the Bell.
Wasn't that autographed?
No.
That's right. That's right. You had another Bell. That's right.
I had a wearable Bell. I don't know what happened to it. But the AB, I had two of them. And out of frustration, I sold them on eBay for $20.
How many other people did that, though?
I didn't like them. I wasn't going to burn. I hate fans that burn jerseys. Don't do that.
No.
Donate it or resell.
That's what I did with
and I didn't want it no more.
That's what I did with my Juju and my Chase. I just donated it.
Yeah.
I just gave it away.
Yo, what about Plaxico Burress? I didn't have Burress.
No.
I didn't have Burress at all. Although, you know what? That might be one of those vintage grabs on eBay. You know what?
Now you're going to search it. You know, I mentioned, you had a Heath Miller. I don't have a Heath Miller jersey. I feel like I should.
I had to get a Heath. I originally wanted a Bumblebee Heath, but I couldn't find it to save my life, so I settled for Kiesel, and I'm not going to say no to Kiesel.
I feel like I should get I feel like I should get a player from a 2008 squad, like a Heath Miller or a Casey Hampton.
Speaking of Kiesel.
Aaron Smith even, right?
Yeah, Aaron Smith needs to be a grab for sure.
Yeah.
Casey Hampton.
Big snack.
I'm going broke tonight, bro. I gotta go eBay shopping. You think I'm playing? It's the 4th of July
It'll
weekend.
be like the old, like, for real. It'll be the old Reebok jerseys, not the Nike. Like the Reebok jerseys, like that was like,
yeah, that's.
bro.
I think that's what this is.
Dude, like Reebok made the best kind of material, dude. The best jerseys. That was a
I
time.
don't think it's Reebok. I know my Heath.
Your Heath's are Reebok.
My Heath and my Willie are Reeboks. Because I got them off eBay.
Javon Kirkland, 99. Can you find that?
Levon Kirkland?
Levon. Did I say Javon?
Yeah.
Levon.
Levon.
Sorry.
I'm going to say, who's Javon here? Who's Javon? Javon Kirkland signed Steelers mini
That was a
helmet.
big linebacker, dude.
Yo, he was crazy.
275.
In the middle of that defense.
And he can move around like he was Peyton Wilson, right?
In the middle of that. No, not that athletic.
Yeah,
but he was.
well, yeah, you get the point. And Greg Lloyd. We actually have a Greg Lloyd jersey. It's actually, if you guys remember from back from the 2020-2021 season, we had a wall. We had on the wall. We had like framed Steelers autograph jersey. It was like Troy Polamalu, Hines Ward. We still have them in storage.
Yeah,
right
it was Polamalu, Mel Blount,
Hines Ward.
Hines Ward.
There's another autograph one because I think we had 5 up there.
I'm trying to
Was it
forget.
5?
Yeah. Maybe Minka was up there. I forget. Either way, we had a Greg Lloyd one. It wasn't signed, but we got it so cheap at this one thrift store in Pittsburgh.
Downtown Pittsburgh.
And I swear to God, it's game worn.
Actually, no, it was from the strip district.
Yeah.
Thrift store from the strip district.
I swear to God, on my mama, it was game worn. And I don't know if he's ever going to have like a private signing or if I can mail it for him to get signed somewhere. I got to get it done. Because I swear to God, that's got to be game worn.
Yeah, maybe get him to autograph it and have him put, I wasn't hired from my disposition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I can find that shirt, I got to buy that shirt.
I found a vintage 90 Levon Kirkland jersey, large. That's a starter jersey, bro. A starter.
Yo, we going down memory lane right now.
1995 was this. Oh, I'm buying it.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the buy now.
It's payday tomorrow.
Nathan says I had a Dennis Dixon Steeler jersey.
Yeah, back to that quick. So I'm just strolling by, and I see this guy wearing a number 10 jersey. I'm like, oh, that's Holmes. That's, maybe even Martavis Bryant, right? No, it was Dennis Dixon. I was like, where'd you get that? You don't see that every day.
It's wild, man. Like I can't remember Dennis Dixon's original number. I want to say it was 5.
What was Hines Ward's original number? I know it.
15. Yeah, come on. Like, I know it. Yeah, Hines Ward is 15, man. Like, God. But no, I think Dennis Dixon, it was after Holmes was traded, he switched his jersey number and he ended up wearing 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's wild.
Yeah, we traded Hardy Nickerson early in his career. I wonder if there's a jersey for him. His son actually played in the NFL for the Bengals. Remember if y'all remember
That's
him.
right. I actually remember, like, when we first started this YouTube thing, like, kind of scouting linebackers at that point, for depth and whatnot. I remember looking at Hardy Nixon. I'm thinking, he could be a solid backup.
Yep. Played for the Vikings and the Bengals.
Yeah.
Went undrafted in 2017.
Yep. Ain't that crazy, though?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to search that because I think that's really cool.
White Mamba says, question, what's the most obscure Steelers player jersey that you own?
Obscured? I found a Buccaneers Hardy Nickerson. All right, let me search Steelers.
Yeah.
Gotta be specific.
Obscure?
No, I can't find one.
I don't know if I could say I have anybody that's obscure at the moment. I guess Claypool, when I did had it.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's obscure.
I don't know.
Honestly, bro, it'd have to be my Kiesel Bumblebee.
Jeff Fowler says, I had a Bell, but I can't think of his name. It wasn't Le'Veon. Kendrell Bell? Kendrell? Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
That was another big linebacker, man. That was another very good young stud linebacker, but he had retired due to injuries.
Yep, Kendrell Bell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good old Good old number 97 in the middle, opposite of James Ferrier. Wow. Like, they could find talent. They could find linebackers.
Oh, they breed of linebackers like it's nothing.
It was good.
Especially back then, dude. Like, they might not have been the greatest playmakers in the world, but, bro, they played some football.
Matt Nerdy says, gotta sign Kenny Pickett jersey. I am so sorry.
You have a son. Dude.
I am so sorry.
God bless. I am sorry to hear that.
Oof. Oof. Well, you know, I also had a signed Steelers jersey. It was Sean Davis.
Yeah.
I had it. Don't ask me why. I just had it.
Palomalu's first jersey number? I honestly?
You tell me it wasn't 43?
No, it wasn't.
Really?
I forget.
I don't know.
There's a photo of him somewhere, like his rookie shoot. Maybe someone in the chat could tell, because I forget.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think 43 was his original
I just
number.
can't see him not wearing 43.
There's a picture out there somewhere. I can't find it.
As a matter of fact, hold on. Lamar Woodley.
Lamar Willie what? That's another jersey I got
before he was
him and Ryan Clark are the two guys inferior. Dang, I really gotta go shopping.
No, because I think for Lamar Woodley, for his rookie year, before he was 56, I think his rookie number was 50.
Who?
No, 55. My fault.
55.
Yes, his rookie card, he wore 55.
Troy wore another number in training camp before. Again, there's a picture. There's a picture in there somewhere. I can't find it. And Google's not helping. Google, you got me through high school. Come on, man.
Oh, geez, man. Like, really?
I'm just being honest.
Trying to be honest, but geez, like, all right. Yeah, I'm trying to look. Like, all I see is 43.
Maybe it was one of those days where he lost his jersey. I don't know. That happens sometimes.
I guess.
That happens sometimes. Dree Archer jersey? Dude, who has a Dree Archer jersey? Who has a Dree Archer jersey? Chad Brown, Fancy Fuqua? Yeah. All of them. Fancy Fuqua. He did not touch the ball.
I see no evidence to where he touched
Chad Brown was very underrated in the 90s, man.
He was.
Very.
Part of that Blitzburg.
Like, you look at Greg Lloyd, you look at Levon Kirkland, you look at Kevin Green, guys like that. People forget about Chad Brown over there.
Yeah. Kind of like with
Yo, you did not just pull a Madden mobile. Oh man, I haven't had that. Dude, you just had to be there. Bro, those Madden mobile days?
No, but like
you had to be there.
Like you said, Madden Mobile 16 legend Dree Archer. Like, if you had Dree Archer with that speed, nobody you hand the ball off to Archer in that game and you're gone, right?
Oh, so Troy wore 41.
Was it 41
in high school?
Okay.
Yeah,
he wore it for like a week.
Yeah, he was 43 his entire career though.
Yeah, he was 43 at USC.
Black.
I guess he just didn't feel the vibe.
Black Gold said, I did plumbing work for Lamar's brother in Bowie, Maryland. That's pretty cool.
Wow. How about that?
I asked why did he leave Pittsburgh for Raiders. He said money was better. Sometimes it's all about the money, man. Money talks.
Yeah.
Money really talks sometimes. I worked on Ryan Clark's house, and his wife was very nice and humble. My friend has a Steelers Dree Archer jersey. I can't believe there's actually Dree Archer jerseys out there.
Colbert took him in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a blunder.
I just searched up Dree Archer's name on eBay. All you get is trading cards.
Yeah, for $325.
There's an autographed jersey patch card. It's only going for $4. That's about as many yards as he averaged in the return game.
That's as quick
or
as
per carry.
That's as quick as his 40
per carry. How long did it take you guys to get you set up like that? A while.
It definitely took some patience. Definitely took some time.
I mean, every now and then we can look at it and kind of change everything. It's still all a work in progress because ultimately we want to get the jersey frames back up.
Yes, we do.
Because we got
up.
so many and so many more to be framed.
I remember when Woodley tried to fight Mark Madden. Madden challenged him to a fight in 2013. Woodley showed up in his studio. Madden locked himself in a bathroom.
Of course he
and called
did.
the police. I heard nothing about this story until right now, White Mama.
I didn't either, but that doesn't surprise that Mark Madden.
If that's
coward.
true, that's hilarious.
Mark Madden for you. Look at him.
Oh yeah.
No disrespect, but yeah. As a joke purchase in 2015, I bought a Mike Vick Steelers jersey. I would so buy that.
Search it up.
That was a fun time. I mean, kind of.
It was, but it wasn't.
That was weird. No,
It was just weird.
Well, Vic wasn't good. There's a signed Steelers jersey on here from Vic.
he said,
Of course he signed it. But like ones you can actually like purchase.
"Did Vic wear the bumblebees?"
No. Wait. No.
No. Let me search it up.
No. He only played like 3 games for us.
I know he did.
It was a little bit of that Rams game when Ben got hurt. It was the Ravens game. It was the
Yo.
Chargers game.
Nah,
and then it was the Cardinals game.
Dude,
I think that's all he played.
Just searching up Michael Vick Steelers and seeing him in a uniform is just.
I know it's weird.
It's freaking weird.
I know it's weird.
No, I just see him in a regular home and away jersey. Because he got hurt in that Cardinals game, and then
Dude, I even got the teams in order right. The Rams, the Ravens, Chargers, and the Cardinals. In order. He got hurt versus that Cardinal in that Cardinals game. Landry Jones came in to 2 tutties to Bryant. I remember this like it was yesterday, dude.
Mhm.
It was 10 years ago.
Remember that Thursday night game against the Ravens? Vic was very frustrating.
Very. He hit that long bomb to Wheaton.
He
Ben
missed-
played that up.
He missed AB on the 4th down.
He did. Not the first time Mark Madden bit off more than he could chew. No. Definitely not the last either.
Yeah.
Vic played the Cardinals game. He got hurt. Landry Jones finished the game. Yeah, I remember that vividly. Mike Mitchell even got a pick in that game. He
Yeah.
picked off Carson Palmer in the end zone.
Well, Carson Palmer was never good against the Steelers.
No, he wasn't. He always had bad luck, literally.
You could take him out
Literally.
of Cincinnati, but you couldn't take the Cincinnati out of Carson.
Literally. Anthony, that's a name I haven't heard in a minute. Byron says Anthony McFarland screwed up 26. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I will never forget 2020 against the football team. 4th down, Ben throws it to Anthony McFarland.
Yeah.
That was their primary.
Attaboy,
target.
Fickner. Let's toss with the game on the line. Let's toss it up to our 3rd string running back.
A rookie.
That is unbelievable coaching.
I remember just listening to it at work. I was pissed.
Mike Mitchell's one career highlight, that pick against the Cardinals. Yeah. I remember freaking out too. I'm like, holy hell, he finally did something. Was in my living room, marking out.
Yeah, Metro didn't have a lot of highlights.
That game was crazy, man. That Cardinals game was crazy.
I thought we were going to lose that game.
So did I.
I mean, the Cardinals were one of the more legit teams that year. And then somehow the Steelers won.
Yeah.
All right.
That entire season, that 2015 year was.
It was wild.
I still, a part of me still thinks like, if Fumble Fitz never fumbled. what could have
No,
happened?
we had the Broncos.
We had them.
Bryant went off in that game.
Yeah, and that was without AB. That was without Bell.
Or
With
D-Will.
an injured Ben. We had Jordan Todman and Fitzgerald Toussaint as the running backs for that playoff game and still almost beat that defense.
Yeah.
Again,
We were in the lead up until Toussaint fumbled.
Fumble Fitz,
If
man.
he never fumbled, I mean, who knows?
If there's anyone out there that has a Fitzgerald Toussaint jersey, God bless. By the way, Jordan Todman was so underrated.
I don't know why we
He sh-
didn't
they sh-
keep him.
They should have kept him. Him and Kareth White. Who remembers Kareth White?
I remember Kareth White.
Remember Deontay Spencer? They should have kept him too. But no, Gunnar Olszewski.
Or Deion Kane.
Deion Kane. Yeah, Deion Kane's firing it up in the UFL.
Yeah, I know. He has been.
Here I am naming return specialists. 40 minutes away from America's birthday.
God bless America.
Happy 4th of July. Talk smack to the Jags locker room just so we can get blasted by halftime. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Chris Futu Mulafa. He had an interesting story, man. I forget. I think it was his brother. He was battling some sort of issue, and didn't he? I forget what happened. I totally forget what happened. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy. You know what? I might be thinking. I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy.
Motu Malafa.
Are you talking about the fullback? Or are you talking about the one offensive guard?
No, because I searched him up. Running back.
Jesse James got robbed. That is a touchdown. Yeah, I'll never forget. Jesse James, man. Yeah. That irritated the ever-living hell out of me. Most forgettable Steeler, Keenan Lewis or James Worlds?
Jason Worlds?
What did I say, James?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jason Worlds, yes. Yeah, Jason Worlds was just starting to get to his peak. Honestly, I'd probably say Jason Worlds. Like, a lot of people don't remember him. Like, you don't hear that name. Like, that's a name you don't hear every year.
No.
Yeah, he retired after the 2014 season.
Because I remember it was supposed to be him and Jarvis Jones.
Yeah, and because Jarvis Jones sucked and Jason Worlds retired, we had to call up 34-year-old Harrison.
Not even 34. He was like
whatever
he was.
was.
Like 37.
Oh God.
He was like 37 years old.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, man. Jeez.
Hell yeah, Twins. Can't wait to go through another season with y'all commentary during the game. Got my Swiss rolls and cherry Pepsi Zero ready to go.
Sounds like a fun time.
It's going to be a great season. Yeah, really. I don't know what to expect.
This is going to be the most chaotic 9-8 season.
Yeah, it is. Ryan Clark is a Tomlin Steeler hater. See, I always thought he backed Tomlin. I don't think I've ever seen him ever criticize Tomlin. That's another guy whose jersey I gotta get.
Yeah, Ryan Clark.
I always love Ryan Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of his takes, honestly. I think he's a good ESPN analyst. Not everything he says is to, agree with.
No, I mean, neither is, anybody's, analyst or thoughts about that.
Ready for that elite Arthur Smith offense. What elite offense?
I'm ready for the tosses, bro.
Most forgettable Steeler got to be Ladarius Green. In 2015, we signed him to a 4-year, $24 million. I thought it was 20. Either way, 4-year, $24 million. He played 2 games, got hurt, lied to doctors about concussion symptoms. Steelers cut him.
That's right.
Still ill says most forgettable Steelers quarterback Omar Jacobs.
Who? No, for real, I don't know who he is. Do I have to search him up? Do we gotta find out who this other Omar is?
But yeah, Ladarius Green. That Giants game, 2016. I think it was 2016. It was the year after Heath retired. I think it was 2016. That dude, he went off in that Giants game, and that was it.
It was a Giants game and the Bengals game, and then he got hurt after.
Here, I'll give you a forgettable Steeler. Y'all ain't ready for this one.
All right, so yeah,
Y'all ain't ready
Omar
for this
Jacobs. He was a 5th-round selection in 2006, and he didn't make the team.
Very forgettable. I didn't even know who he was.
No,
I had to search him up. But yeah, most forgettable Steeler, LeGarrette Blount. Yeah, I remember that. He got butthurt because Bell was having a great game versus the Titans, 200+ yards on Monday Night Football, and he wasn't happy he wasn't getting the ball. Well, we're not giving you the ball if our running back's going for 200 yards. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
The Steelers cut him the next day.
I remember he and Bell, though, they had a great game together against the Panthers. I think it was a Week 2 game. But
Yeah, it was a Week 2 game. Yeah, I'll give you a forgettable Steeler. Y'all ain't ready for this one. Jalen Samuels. Good old 38. Jalen Samuels. Who remembers that Patriots game 2018? Shout out to Joe Hayden.
Who remembers Devin Gardner? From Michigan, I think?
Yeah. Wasn't he the emergency quarterback at one point because Ben was so hurt?
I think.
Yeah, I think they boosted him up from the practice squad for one game because Ben was so hurt. They actually ran 3 quarterbacks that day. I forget what game it was. I want to say it was either the Cardinals game in 2015 or it was the Browns game in 2015. It was one of the two.
Yeah. Anybody remember a Sean McDonald?
Barely.
If I search him up, you'll know who he is.
Forgettable but lightning fast Dree Archer.
No, not him.
Who remembers? Wow. Rob Blanchflower.
Yeah, this dude.
What about
dude.
Shaq Richardson?
Dude, this dude.
Oh, him.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, I don't think he did anything. Lance Moore.
Good old 16, 2014.
Down with that,
Still ill.
we've got 2 words for you.
Here's trivia for you. Lance Moore caught Antonio Brown's only touchdown pass. That was against the Texans on Monday Night Football.
I'm still ill with a 199.
And that was after a Brett Kiesel interception. Remember that like it was yesterday.
That's right. Yeah. Jonathan Dwyer, Lance Moore, and Jericho Cotchery.
Cotchery was good.
Yeah, double-digit touchdowns.
Jason Gilden was underrated. Very. Funny story, real
The
quick.
OG 92.
Yeah, funny story. And the OG Steelers most sack leader.
Yep.
Until Harrison broke it, and then of course Watt will never be broken.
Yeah.
Jason Gilden. We saw him briefly at a Steelers draft party at Heinz Field. It was maybe the year we drafted Bush.
2018.
2019.
2019.
It was the year we drafted Bush. He was doing a signing, right? And my hand still hurts from shaking his hand.
I believe it. I mean, he's a big guy. He's still in shape. Still looks good.
Yeah.
If you're not down with that,
Caleb.
we've got 2 words.
Oh,
for
my
you.
goodness.
Caleb Downs with a 20 says, do you remember Chris Rainey and Leonard Pope? I remember Rainey. I don't remember Pope.
I don't remember Pope. No.
I do remember Chris Rainey, though. God, this is such a throwback, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Throwback Thursday. Well, it's still Thursday. I do remember Chris Rainey, though. Who remembers Ben Tate? Remember Ben Tate? That Ravens wild card game in 2014? 2015? The 2014 season, 2015 year. What was the other one? Leonard Pope? Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Remember when we signed Niall Davis for like 4 months?
Who's that one lineman we traded for? He was a Cardinal. It was a tackle. He didn't do nothing. What was his name?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I can't think of his name.
Well, I can't think of his name either. I don't know who you're talking about. Thaddeus Gibson. Yes. Backup edge guy.
Yes.
In the 2000s.
Rookie in 2010.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Was that the same year as? No, it was Pouncey's rookie year. 2010 was Pouncey's rookie year. What year did we draft Ziggy Hood?
2009.
Okay, there you go. I'll give you another one.
If you're not down with that,
Okay. Oh
we've
God.
got 2 words for you.
Oh, we got another one coming in. Hold on a second.
Damn. Thanks you guys so much.
If you're not down with that,
Oh, I'm down with that, Ben. Don't worry.
You're like, this is what happens when we just sit down and just, talk about football players.
Guy stuff. Still ill with a 199. Antoine Blake, Ross Cockrell, and Steve McLendon. Steve McLendon was good. He was good. Everyone else, no, they sucked. Cuckoo with a 199. Is Boswell the most underrated kicker in Hall of Fame worthy? Yes.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
I think he's definitely one of the most accurate and the most trustworthy. He don't have anything much to show for it outside of points scored.
He led the NFL in points
Yeah.
this past season. Goes to show you.
I'll give you another one. LT Walton.
Who remembers Niall Davis?
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
We signed him for like 3-4 months.
Yeah, he didn't even make the roster.
Big Dan.
I thought it would have been something.
Big Dan McCullers, yes. Bernard Holm. Wow, that's one in a while. Bam Morris. Gabe Rivera. Yeah, he was presumably the replacement to Joe Green, the guy we took over Dan Marino. And unfortunately, he suffered a accident that left him paralyzed for the rest of his life.
He only played 1 year. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. That is one of the bigger what-ifs for the Steelers. What if they took Dan Marino over Gabe? What if Gabe never had that accident?
Who remembers lockdown cornerback Cody Sensabaugh?
I remember. You want me to go down the whole list of the guys we went through during that time? I got them all locked up here.
Like a
Mark Malone.
like a file cabinet up in there.
Here's a little trivia. Mark Malone held the longest Steelers touchdown catch in history with 90 yards until it was broken by Mike Wallace. And that was broken by, no, I think Mike Wallace still holds it.
Juju didn't break it?
Juju broke it 97, yes.
Against the Lions, I remember that.
The Lions and the Broncos. Did that twice.
Yep. Jeez, man.
I think Bryant is third, fourth place, depending where you want to rank the Juju ones. He's like third place with 94 versus the Bengals. That was 2014. I think it was 2014. Pretty sure that was 2014 year. Shamarco Thomas? Yeah. Walter Abercrombie? Wow.
Ross, how about Ross Ventrone?
Dwight White? Ross Ventrone, yeah. The Troy of the special teams.
If you even want to call him that.
Cortez Allen. How about that? Oh, who remembers, what's his name? Former 4th round pick out of Ohio State.
Doran Grant.
Doran Grant, yes.
I remember him.
He took 24 after Ike. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Didn't do anything. Senquez Golson. Never played a single game.
No, you're talking about a man that never played a single game for the Steelers. Let's talk about the forgotten Steeler, William Jackson III.
William Jackson III, yeah.
Wow. Got him the same day we trade away Chase.
Yeah.
Never played a damn down.
Not a single down.
Nope. What were we thinking?
He was too hurt.
And that was my fear. That was my fear.
God, I can't believe, man. We really had Antoine fucking Blake covering AJ Green in his prime.
Yes, we did.
We had Antoine Blake, Ross Cockrell. Before that was Cortez Allen and aging Ike Taylor. William Gay outside, not in the slot, outside. Although that 2014 year will forever hold a place in my heart. Three pick sixes. And if I remember the games correctly, it was the Falcons game, it was the Colts game, and the Titans game in 2014.
That was that Titans game.
And then the year after that in 2015, he had that infamous touchdown celebration versus the Bengals. With him and Joey Porter Sr. and Brandon Boykin.
Yep.
Brandon Boykin's another old one.
Peasy still talks about that.
I know he does. Man, we really traded for Brandon Boykin to do nothing.
Nope.
Wow. Didn't he have like a breakout year in 2013, like 6 picks?
Yeah, that was in the slot.
Wow. I have a question for y'all if y'all wish to answer. Go for it. Levi, go for it.
Levi, go for it.
Gio, what's good? Continue in the chat, man.
Hey, Gio.
How you been, bro? Darren McFadden. He's never a Steeler, but yeah, that's a throwback. He had 1,000 yards with the Cowboys. That was, I think, the year after they lost to DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, my God, that was a time.
Ricardo Colclough. Did I say that right? Remember our Legion of Boom of the 10s. Mike Mitchell, Ross Cockrell, Cody Sensabaugh, Sean Davis, yeah. Will Allen played what? Strong safety?
He played strong safety.
God. Wow. He's like 30-something years old.
Yeah.
Playing strong safety.
He was like 33. I think. I'm just guessing. I know he wasn't young. I know that. I remember that pick, though. I remember that pick against the Rams.
Yancey Thigpen, Charles Johnson, Ernie Mills, Eric Berry, Barry Foster. Yeah, good offense, yeah. Just didn't have a quarterback. I mean, later on they did. Kind of with Cordell. Cordell was way ahead of his time. Don't forget Louis Lips. I mean, I know wasn't he more 80s? Wasn't Lewis Lips more 80s?
I think he was, yeah.
Because Yancey Thigpen was the,
He was the 90s receiver.
yeah.
Justin Lane. Never started a game.
Who? Oh, yeah, Justin Lane.
Justin,
yeah, what a bum of a third-round pick.
I wish I didn't know
That's
either.
an awful pick. Awful.
Whose core was better, Harrison and Troy or Reed and Lewis in their prime? Oof, Levi, great question.
Who won a Super Bowl during that time?
I mean, all four guys got a championship.
Yeah.
And all four won Defensive Player of the Year.
But
God!
Well, you know, Well, listen. Yeah, in their prime, like if we're talking like in their prime.
I seen
Come on.
Troy get us to Super Bowl 43, and I seen Harrison help us win Super Bowl 43. So, respectfully, I'll go with that.
Yeah. They all won championships, didn't they? All win DPOYs?
Yes, they did. All four of those guys, great players, Hall of Famers. Ain't that crazy?
Yes.
Bro, dude, Steelers Ravens around that time, that was peak.
Like,
Will never be topped.
Like Reed and Lewis won theirs towards the tail end. Polamalu, Harrison won in their prime.
Yeah. Well, that's the question, in their prime.
In their prime. I mean, well, damn, man. I'm honestly.
I know, it leaves you torn a bit.
Well, Ray Lewis is like arguably the best inside linebacker of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, and Ed Reed's probably the best free safety of all time.
Yeah.
That's a kind of.
You know what?
tough.
If I had to be real,
I'm going Polamalu and Harrison. I'm being biased here, man. I'm being biased here.
If you're not down with
Oh,
that,
don't worry, Ben.
we've got 2 words for you.
still ill with a 4.99. It boggles my mind that we don't game plan for Darnell like New England did with Gronk. He's 6'7", and average linebacker is 6'2". There's a clear midfield mismatch there.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There's a height
You
advantage. I agree.
You're talking a big. He's 6'8", dude. He's a big dude.
He's not the athlete or the yak guy like Jonnu Smith, but bro, get him involved. Give him some targets, especially in the red zone. Like, he's not just a blocker. He's not just an extension of the line. He's more than that. I feel like he showcased that in Georgia.
Down with that,
Not
we've got 2 words for
not
you.
as much though, because obviously Brock Bowers was ahead of him.
Yeah.
Ryan Conley with a 2. Do you think we did self-defense?
He did self-defense.
Oh, he did. Who's he?
Are you talking about Ray Lewis?
Oh, honestly, dude, I never dug into it. I never dug into it.
I never really read into it.
Now imagine if your defense had Watt, both of them, Lewis, Reed, Harrison, Troy. Yeah, no one's getting through that.
You're not getting past that.
No one's getting
Tom
through
Brady
that.
ain't even getting past that.
No one's getting through that.
No.
Are you kidding me?
And you can get that team in Madden.
Bro, you could have Antoine Blake and Artie Burns cover the fucking receivers, and it still would have been fine. Do you guys think it's smart to give 31-year-old TJ Watt a 4 to 5 year deal worth 160 to 200 million? Yeah, you gotta look at it that way. I don't think it'll be that rich, but I mean, theoretically, you are looking at 40 something million a year. If they do extend them, I think it'll be more along the lines of 3 120, 4 160. So, yeah, Gio, it's going to be rich.
It's not going to be cheap.
Do I think it's smart at his age, being a non-quarterback? No, I don't think it's smart. I don't.
It's not ideal.
But it's what the market is now. It's what the market is forcing teams to pay.
Yeah. The NFL, it's a business, and sometimes it sucks. Sometimes GMs and teams, they just got to swallow the pill.
Yeah. 11 sacks a year, that's like $3 million a sack. Says Phil Diets. I mean, when you break it down like that, wow. I love Watt, but he is only going to decline. He is.
I mean, Father Time catches
Unless,
up.
who knows, maybe he finds the fountain of youth. Maybe he has a DeMarcus Ware like towards back end of his career. Maybe he's like Cam Hayward where he's just unstoppable. But you also question, can he stay healthy?
I hope so.
It's like with Watt, it's very tough. It is. Because you do want to keep him around. He's so impactful. The win-loss record speaks for itself. But God, that contract, man, at his age, it is tough. It is very tough.
Mm-hmm.
But without him, bro, I mean, the defense suffers. We've seen it. Remember when we had Shane Reed cover for him?
Malik Reed.
Oh, Shane Reed. I was thinking of the
Yeah.
Both Broncos defenders.
We had Malik Reed.
That's another throwback.
He might as well not even been on the field, on the team at that. It was him. Wasn't there another linebacker? It became a Bear. Cassius Marsh.
Cassius Marsh.
Yeah. Yeah, that really helped.
So
the
yeah,
team.
you look at now. Obviously, our depth is better.
Much
than that,
better.
but you can't replace Watt's impact at the same time. It's a tough situation. I don't think any player should be getting $40 million personally, but I don't think any non-quarterback should be getting $40 million. That's a lot. That is so much. But that's market now. That's market value. But for the future, man, I don't think the contract details are smart. But for a guy like Watt and his impact, I think you do got to keep him around.
Yeah.
You got to just bite the bullet sometimes. The Steelers don't do it often. They don't pay that much very often. And I think they can still afford it without handicapping the team or preventing them from doing other things. I think they can afford it. They're not paying a quarterback big money anytime soon. So ideally, by the time Watt's contract is out, you can pay that quarterback all the money in the world, ideally. Not saying that's how it's actually going to pan out, but
Yeah.
theoretically, you're looking at it that way. See, I think if they actually sign a deal, it'll be, I don't think it'll be 4 years. I think it'll be a 3-year extension, which will keep them for
4 years.
So this year and the 3 years after that. So I think it'll be a 3-year extension, about $125 million, with like 85 guaranteed, 90 guaranteed.
I think that's doable. Is it doable for Watt though?
That's the brick here.
And again, the guarantees there. Like, what is the guarantees going to be?
Trivia: What rookie quarterback's record for consecutive wins did Big Ben break in 2004?
Couldn't tell you.
It had to be probably Marino, right? Didn't Marino hold it at one point?
Maybe he did.
Because Marino came in and wish
He
we had him.
he revolutionized the whole quarterback play.
Sure did. It's crazy to me. Dan Marino was at one point the highest paid quarterback in the league. You know how much he was getting paid?
A whopping $1 million. When did he sign that deal?
I don't know.
Let me see.
No, it was $5 million.
$5 million. Okay, I was $4 million short.
He signed a 5-year, $25 million deal with the Dolphins in '91, making him the highest paid NFL player at the time. He earned a total of only $51.5 million.
That ain't nothing nowadays. You sign a backup for that. Wow. And that man never won a Super Bowl.
To me, Lenore Sellers is the perfect 2026 quarterback for us. I agree. He's immediately one of my favorites. I think that's kind of the guy I'm aiming towards so far for now. I mean, there's still plenty of options. We'll see what... I'm not a big fan of him, but we'll see what Drew Allard does returning from Penn State. We'll see what he does with a Singleton at running back.
Yeah.
There's Fernando. So there's the Clemson cat. There's who else? There's Oh, what's his name from I forget what college. It's on the tip of my tongue. I forget the name. I'm having a massive brain fart. Wow. I'm gonna have to search it up because now the computer's buzzing out on me. Newsmeyer, LSU. That's another decent one.
All right.
Of course, Archie Manning, if he even, of course, declares, which I don't think he will. I don't think he will. But I mean, I like Newsmeyer from LSU. Jewel I'm not the biggest fan of, but we'll see what he does. I like Lenore Sellers so far. We'll see what the Cade from Clemson does. He had a solid end of the season. We still got a lot to show. There's of course, what the hell? I just said his name. Fernando? Fernardo, is that his name?
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, PDG90 says here's a hint. He was a Steelers quarterback. Terry Bradshaw? Wait,
Oh, so it's not Marino?
was it Bradshaw? Who else would it have been? So it's not Marino, no. Who else would it have been?
Fernando Carmona. That's the name.
We've got 2 words for you.
It's got to be Bradshaw, right? Well, still ill with a 4.99. No matter what the success ceiling is solely... Let me repeat that. No matter what the success ceiling is solely on coaching. Talent means nothing if unfocused. We haven't won a playoff game since...
Obama was president. The Obama administration. I couldn't agree more. The biggest thing I've been saying, the biggest difference between us and so many other teams is, well, frankly, a lot. Maybe like a quarterback, for one. But the other is coaching. The coaching sucks.
Like you said, ceiling is solely on coaching. That's why I can't believe or buy into them going all in.
Me neither.
I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm not gonna stop.
Okay, who is this quarterback? Like, yeah, because I'm lost. He was the Steelers quarterback. Who?
He became wait, no, he didn't start his rookie year, I don't think. Bradshaw.
No, and Bradshaw.
No, he started 8 games. He was 3-5.
Yeah, it wasn't Bradshaw. Bradshaw didn't start
He
off too
threw
hot.
24 interceptions his rookie year.
Yeah, he didn't start off too hot.
Compared to 6 touchdowns.
Pay attention to who the Texans wave at receiver. Yeah. Not Bradshaw, but close. Mike Kruzak. Bradshaw got hurt. He came in and won 6 straight. Wow, that is a hell of a trivia question. Wow. That is a hell of a trivia question. I couldn't get that one out. Do you think we'll go back to offensive line, maybe a guard next year's draft or a quarterback? Well, both. If we don't sign a guard to replace, say, Amalu, we're going to either sign or draft one.
Yeah.
At least y'all ain't trying to be like Dallas, all in and did nothing. See, are we trying to be Dallas? Are we trying to be? I don't know. Dallas hasn't done nothing in a long time. They are the least active team in free agency, like ever. They don't do anything. They do not. Jerry Jones goes to sleep on his yacht.
I'm a search. Who exactly is their running back?
Kruzak? Is that how you say his name? Mike Kruzak.
Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, Jadon Blue. Oh, they're gonna suck.
They suck, bro.
If you're not down with that,
They're gonna suck.
Still ill with 199. Appreciate you, man. Says, is Mason our new Charlie Batch? Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
In regards to longevity of backup quarterback, sure.
Yeah.
Everybody
He's
loved Batch.
He's very trusted.
Everybody loved Batch.
Well,
there's always been mixed with Mason.
yeah, maybe not trusted to everyone. I trust him.
I trust Mason.
Maybe Will Howard can be that, but I also like to see him get an opportunity. But realistically, when's that going to happen?
But Charlie Batch, he was always reliable.
Charlie Batch was, yeah.
Remember that Ravens game?
Of course I do.
Yeah. That Buccaneers game. Well, basically when Ben was out with suspension.
Yes.
Batch was in, and Steelers
Batch
still did good.
Batch was he was like a lifer. Like he was someone that you trusted in the locker room, on the bench, as a leader type guy, a teammate character. One of a kind, man. You don't see those no more. Like, he was here forever because he was so trusted. Batch was awesome. Love Charlie Batch.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some trivia. He actually handed the ball off to Barry Sanders because he started his career with the Lions.
Yes, he did. Batch couldn't say that. Wow.
Charlie was the best. We have never had it that good. Yeah, I mean, there are these two other guys, maybe three I can think of that kind of did all right for us. But I mean, Charlie Batch.
Yeah, I don't know,
different.
man. Like Batch had a vibe to him.
Jay, no, TJ is not traded. No, unless something broke.
Which I have not seen. No, nothing broke.
No, I don't think what.
Run the ball!
Oh, we're going to. Don't worry. Ryan Connolly, appreciate you, man. Been a member for 27 months.
Wow.
It's 2 years and 3 months, but who's counting? From Homestead, PA.
Shout out to Ryan, bro.
Homestead, PA. The best backups are former starters, for sure. Mason might be a head coach one day. I kind of see that in Will Howard a little bit. I think Will Howard's such a football head. He's such a smart guy.
Yeah. He loves football.
I always envisioned Josh Dobbs being that. He's a rocket scientist. He loves, rocket science and NASA and space.
Yeah.
It's cool. I always envisioned him being like a smart coach, like an assistant coach or a quarterback coach. I don't know if he'll ever get into coaching. Kind of like another Leftwich.
Yeah. Now, you remember JT Barrett?
Yeah.
JT Barrett
from Ohio State.
Yeah, he is the quarterback's coach for Chicago. He is 30 years old.
All right, I'll keep his name.
He was an offensive assistant back in 2022 with the Lions before being the assistant quarterback coach from 2023 to 2024.
And he obviously went with...
He followed Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite the journey thus far early for a guy like JT Barrett, who was a backup quarterback. And it's a lot of these backup quarterbacks that, end up leading into successful coaching careers.
Speaking of former Buckeye quarterbacks, whatever happened to Cardale Jones?
That's a great question.
Down with that, we've got 2 words.
Still ill with another 199. Will Howard could end up like Kevin O'Connell. It's not a bad career path. He could be a better quarterback than Kevin O'Connell. That's not a bad career path. Dobbs would be like a Bill Walsh. Again, not a bad career path.
No.
Isn't Dobbs still somewhere?
He's a Patriot.
Oh.
Got to go somewhere.
I don't know why. I always liked Dobbs. I liked him out of Tennessee. I liked him as a Steeler.
Anybody remember his crazy season? What was it? 2 years ago?
Yeah, a couple years ago. No love for Steelers' former quarterback coach Randy Fichtner? No. He sucked.
He was on Ben's podcast.
I've yet to watch it. Ben had him in on his podcast. I've yet to watch it. Fichtner was better than Canada, but who isn't?
We've got 2 words for
Canada was the worst coordinator I've ever seen. Barber FM with 199. How we doing, boys? Missed the streams. No, we're doing good, man. And obviously, it's stream season all year, isn't it? But this is going to be when streams are going to be more rapid, huh? Because football's back.
They're going to be coming, guys. Believe me.
I was thinking, Will, a more polished Taylor Heineke. You know what? That's not a bad comparison.
No, it's not.
He's obviously bigger than Heineke, but he's
more athletic at that.
Yeah, but Heineke was kind of a fighter. He's someone you rallied behind. I'll never forget that Commanders game, or that Commanders game in the playoffs. He's just, he had a lot of fight in him. And that's what Will Howard reminds me of. I'd rather have y'all re-sign Todd Haley. I remember, yeah, we pushed him out of town, and I regret that. I really do.
I seen this tweet right here. If you survived through this era, you can survive anything. It's a picture of Antoine Blake.
Yes. Is Haley's wife doing OnlyFans now? I don't know. I don't follow that.
But I don't care.
But
what's
what's the name for research purposes? Just curious. I just want to know how Todd's doing out there. You know, I missed the guy.
I think Todd's doing fine.
Maybe.
I do hope that Todd and his family are doing good.
You think Tomlinson only hired Canada because Tomlin's eldest son, Dino, played at the University of Maryland. Tomlin did his buddy a solid, yes. And going further back, he gave Keith Butler the promotion to defensive coordinator after Dick LeBeau because all three of those, Canada, Butler, Tomlin, were all coaches together at Arkansas State back in 1998. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still L says, could ask Madden have better plays than Canada. For sure. I could have asked my 6-year-old nephew, and he would have drew up a better playbook. One thing for sure, he would have targeted the middle. I don't know where the crayon was going, but I know it was in the middle somewhere. If we draft a quarterback in round 1 next year, Will Howard may never get a shot. No, that's the thing. I don't know if he ever will.
You know who was also at Arkansas State? Randy Fichtner.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Not Canada. I'm sorry, Fichtner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Canada wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was Fichtner. Why did I say Canada? I was thinking Fichtner. And I thought
both
so
were
what's
bad.
the difference? They both had an awful offense.
Both were bad coordinators.
Tomlin onside kick lost it. You know, anytime someone says that, I think of the Boswell botched onside kick.
Yeah, that will go down as the worst onside kick probably ever.
Todd Haley, he lost us that playoff game against, Jacksonville by doing a stupid 4th down toss to Bell instead of running up the middle, which was working all game. Yeah, that will go down as one of the dumbest play calls in Steelers
I just
history.
hate the toss play.
He wasn't the sole reason why we lost, but that was a dumb decision. The defense didn't help.
Yeah. Defense could not stop
45
anything.
points in your own stadium, the Blake Bortles, bro.
Yep. To Allen Robinson, Leonard Fournette, Keelan Cole, who the hell remembers him?
Yeah. And, yeah, Still with a $4.99 says, been watching for years and wanted to show love. See y'all. Peace. Still, we appreciate you. We appreciate all you guys for joining us. It is, happy 4th of July.
Well, hold on. No. We're seconds away, bro. Slow your roll.
My computer's faster than yours.
What are you talking? No, my laptop still says 11:59. So as far as I'm concerned, we're still in July 3rd.
Okay, well, my phone says otherwise. Huh?
We're only seconds away, bro. But still, much appreciated. And, dude,
it is officially the 4th of July. Oh, my phone went black. It is officially the 4th of July.
America!
Happy birthday, America.
It is America Day, ladies and
Unless,
gentlemen.
of course, you live on the West Coast or even on the...
Matt Nerdy says 9 p.m.
Yeah, if you live on the West Coast, hey,
Hi from the future.
how's the past? Or maybe you live in Chicago and you're an hour behind.
God bless America.
Maybe you live in Central Time. Matt Nerdy says, it's my birthday. You were born on the 4th of July? Or are you living on July 3rd still? Either way, Matt, happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Yeah, it is the 4th of July. Hell yeah. I don't have to work today.
Neither do I.
Hell yeah.
3-day weekend.
That's right. What a great way to start it, man. What an awesome way to start it. Love that. Harrison needs to show up to Latrobe with the medicine ball and volleyball net. Yeah, he does.
That's an insane workout he does, though.
Yeah, Mark Bortles was out of the league shortly after that loss.
Yes, he was.
It's,
That's what makes it worse.
that would never, like that would, like the Tebow game, that taste will never leave my mouth. Steelers players in the old days would never sit out in minicamp and training camp, and they were also getting paid less than today's NFL. TJ Watt needs to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Says Kyle Mead. I think I said your last name right. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think, a lot of the players' mentality has been lost a little bit. Great movie. What's a great movie? What's a great movie?
I can name a lot of great movies.
Do you think the Steelers would sign Tyler Boyd? No, I do not. Think that
I don't-
ship has sailed.
I don't want to see Tyler Boyd in a Steelers jersey. I'm good.
Maybe last year. Right.
Last year I was up for it. This year, no.
What was the worst playoff loss? Oh, the Jags. Because
Compared to the Browns, the Jags.
yeah, and the reason I say the Jags is because I will die on this hill. That was our year.
That was it.
Like when you break it down and think to yourself, when was the last real shot the Steelers had to win it all? It was 2017.
Like I always say 2020 was the final chance for them, in my honest opinion. That was their final chance.
But the real feel of it,
that was their last chance.
cause like 2020, I never got that feel. 2017, man, I
that was it.
I was sold.
That was it.
And I think once Shazier went down, it never recovered. Abel, shout out to Abel, member for 25 months. Worst case scenario, even if 9 and 8 is a thing. Worst case scenario is worst case scenario.
If you're not down with that,
Oh,
we've
Nick
got 2 words for
Kershevel with a 20. If climate activists blocked the road and kept you from going to a Steelers playoff win, how mad would you be? Good question. A little upset because I haven't been to many Steelers games, and to see a playoff win would be great.
We've got 2
I'd be
words
frustrated.
for
Now,
you.
Super Bowl victory. Oh, I'm going to jail that night.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
Abel, worst case scenario? Worst case scenario is a losing season. That's all I got.
I'm not going to fear for it.
Cuckoo with a 499 says Tomlin's success was inherited talent from Carr, and nobody ever talks about it. Notice when those core pieces left, we sucked. Tomlin was never great. I agree. Tomlin won because of Cowher's team.
Now, I don't deny that Tomlin led them, right? He's a leader. He led them to a championship, but like Cowher, I mean, like he instilled everything that he needed to in his players.
No, he just had
Tomlin
Cowher's team.
he's always been a good leader.
Well, it's like Gruden with Dungy's team.
Yeah.
Gruden won with Dungy's team.
Yeah.
Tomlin won with Cowher's team. And then
And
slowly but surely, everyone left. Like, once the 08 defense left, and I know it's hard to replace those guys, but when you have a secondary full of fucking scrubs for so long and you're a defensive coach, I got to put you into question, oh boy. And
No,
then,
even still today.
I know, even still. And then, now, post-Ben, like, okay, there's no more Cowher's team anywhere on the team. And
It's your coaches, it's your players, it's your team, literally your team.
it's the same result over and over and over
yeah,
again.
it's no different.
I can't believe in it. I can't trust
No,
it.
it's just there's no trust, there's no faith. It's frustrating, honestly.
And I feel like, after 2020 is when I really started to realize that. After 2020 is when I really started to, believe that it's just not meant to be.
But then it wasn't until the Texans game in week 4
Of 2023.
2023 where it was just like, yeah,
because I ain't
No-
gonna
no
lie.
way.
Like, 2020 is when I really started to have some serious doubt. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
we tried. We
I was
tried.
I was like, you know what? Ben's gone. He has his own quarterback that he selected, his own coaching staff, which sucked. But we're like,
Still.
you know what? Let's see where he goes with this. And I'm like, bro, it's the same thing as if Ben was still here. And ultimately, that's how I still envision the season.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a little better. What's the end result going to be? I think you know the answer.
Yeah.
I mean, and we could be wrong. This could be one of those miracle seasons. Maybe we do get a playoff win this year.
Maybe we end up like the 94 49ers. But
Listen, I could be completely wrong.
I would love nothing more than to be. I would love nothing more than for us to be here come February and us are number 7. But like,
Ricky, I'm sorry. He said, bro, I read the title wrong. Thought TJ signed 3 years. Started screaming. Now I realize. Ricky, I'm sorry, man.
it's not yet, Ricky. Not yet.
I'm sorry.
Not yet, bro.
You know, maybe I should have put Omar Khan ahead instead of the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? A lost season with the 12 picks we have. With an early first-round draft pick, we have some draft capital we could trade for wide receiver Jefferson. My fantasy Hot take. Wow, really putting it out there, aren't you? Really putting it out there. I wish. I don't think Madden wouldn't even allow that. Steelers match Einstein definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over and over again while expecting different results. Yeah. I feel like we say that every year at the end of the year. Check back with you in 6 months.
Yep.
Look at the crap OC he has had. No money was spent, was stuck in the past. No, we don't spend money on coaching.
No, the Steelers are very cheap.
We don't spend money on coaching.
Steelers are very cheap, not just with the coaching, but even with their equipment.
Levi, go for it. Would you entertain an imperialism NFL like on Madden? I don't think so. Speaking of Madden, apparently they have this new halftime show or these weekly recaps. It looks like they just did it to say like, hey, we did something new and did the least effort possible. Like it's not like no NFL 2K5.
Yeah.
Which that game still holds itself 20 plus years now.
I have not seen these halftime shows you're talking about. I will say what I have seen is like it's a little change, but like for the primetime games for the games when you play is like, you know, the look of like Thursday night football, Sunday night, Monday night, whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, or even some of the afternoon games and whatnot, you know, like just little things like that kind of give it that little look to it, that little feeling to it. It's like, okay, like this is the type of game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will say I like that, but it's not going to make me buy Madden. I'm not buying the game. I know it's just going to be nothing but the same stuff.
I bought the bundle last year for Madden in college. I don't know if I'm buying it this year. Like, I'll be real with you. Like,
If I would to advise you, I would say save your
I'm
money.
probably not gonna buy it.
I would say save your money.
I don't play it like that no more. I get bored of it.
I think for me, it would have to be on some sort of discount. But even then, it's just like,
You know, if Madden was smart, if Madden was smart, they would create one big old Madden game, Madden NFL, EA Sports, whatever they want to call it. Don't even put the year. Just make one big old Madden game, and every single year update it. Update it with players, player pictures, profiles, teams, trades, updated rosters. Just update it. Like have a live server and update it.
But you know that's doing too much for
That's
Madden.
doing way too much.
Yeah. But that'd be nice.
That's
You know,
doing
it's
way
something.
too
It's
much.
different. But Madden is like what Call of Duty is for me. It's like it's the same stuff every year.
Because instead of buying the game every year, just make one game and update it over time. Obviously, there's no money in that. So what's the point?
No, there is no money in that.
There's no money in that.
I know I'm not buying Call of Duty. Though I like that they're doing a sequel to Black Ops 2 with David Mason and whatnot.
Are they?
Yes. It's a sequel to Black Ops 2 after the campaign.
Black Ops 2 was
I
awesome.
loved Black Ops 2. It's my favorite Call of Duty. I love the zombies. I love the multiplayer, but I love the campaign. I was, even as a teenager, right? I was so invested into the campaign with Raul Menendez, David Mason, whatnot. I'm glad that they're doing a sequel about it, but it's not enough for me to buy Call of Duty.
Yeah, like I'm
because it's nothing but the same.
I'm not into Call of Duty. I'm not the biggest Call of Duty historian. I don't know nothing about it. But you just had to be there for Black Ops 2.
Yes.
Just had to be there.
Oh my God.
Had to be there.
That was a time, bro. That was a time. I still got the copy, by the way. Every now and then I kind of dust off the old 360 and kind of play some transit zombies, some town zombies. Or Die Rise. Anybody remember Die Rise?
Yeah.
That was a fun map. Outside of falling off the side of the building.
Kyle says, I feel like if TJ Watt doesn't sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he would go to another AFC North team. I don't think he'd do that. Like, say they don't agree on extension and they let his contract run out, which I think they trade him before anything. I think he goes out of conference or he'll go to a contender.
If anything, yeah.
Probably contender. Or like Cuckoo says, he'll go to Green Bay. That's where he grew up. Wisconsin. Be a lot closer to family. Yeah, I could see that. I can totally see that. How about them Broncos? What about the Buccos?
Buccos.
I read that as Broncos. Sorry. Yeah, the Buccos, man. Listen, I don't know what's up with them. They're starting to get some dubs, man.
For now.
For now.
Not going to be a
Yeah, they have these little waves.
consistently consistent thing of them, but like they're on something.
If you must buy Madden, buy it used. If I ever get it, I buy it on discount. It's typically towards New Year's. Don't mind me asking. I always wondered who are the autographed helmets in the case. Ricky, good question. The top one is Franco Harris, and the inscription has 12/23/1972, which is clearly the date of the Immaculate Reception.
He actually wrote down the Immaculate Reception. Franco Harris himself.
And this one is Troy Polamalu.
And you know what's crazy? We actually have two.
Oh my
one
God.
each.
Oh my
two
God.
helmets still.
Yeah, we do. We got two.
I have
we have
autographed Shazier.
Yeah, and oh God. This is awkward. We have two more.
I know who it is.
We have two more that aren't framed. They're still in the box. You have Shazier. I have
The newest Miami Dolphin. Just say it. Go on.
I have Minka.
There you go.
Oh no.
There you go.
I forgot I had that.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I could tell you were attached to Minka.
I'm just appreciative, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just appreciative.
All of us are, bro.
Like, I said it. What day was that? Monday? Was that Monday? It was Monday. I said it Monday, man. There's certain Steelers that are just you appreciate more than others, and when they leave, you miss them more than most. Minka is just like that to me.
Yeah.
And I haven't harbored on it all week until now, of course, because it's in the conversation. But it's just one of those things, like, it happened, it's reality, you got to move on. I'll still keep it, though. I'll still keep it.
You got to get another helmet case, and of course,
yeah,
put it up.
I thought TJ, I maybe thought TJ for Nolan Smith, AJ Brown the fourth.
I don't know if Philly would give that much up.
I don't know, but to have AJ Brown and DK as teammates again,
I know.
They both came from the same school.
I know. That'd be great.
Nolan Smith is a Blazer on that edge. He'd have to drop back into coverage, though, in a 3-4 scheme, which he has the speed to do it.
He's definitely got the speed.
He's got the speed and the athleticism. I don't mean he's good at it.
Yeah.
Trade TJ Watt for 1st, 3rd, 7th, and Tank Dell. Turn around and use the money on Justin Simmons and sign Boyd.
I mean, you still trade him within the conference.
Yeah, and
does Houston need pass rush help? I don't think they do.
Yeah, Will Anderson.
And the former Viking.
Oh, Danielle Hunter.
Yes.
Danielle Hunter. Sorry. I think Tank Dell's kind of redundant, isn't it? We got Calvin. You could say Tank Dell's better, but
Yeah, he is better.
you already have your Tank Dell and Calvin.
Then we have Nico Collins.
I'd much rather have Nico.
Yeah, the Texans ain't giving that
No.
up now. No, they ain't taking that target.
That
away from
receiving
Stroud.
course stacked, dude.
I know.
Tank
They
Dell.
drafted 2 receivers too.
Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins. What's the other bull from Iowa State?
Yeah, I know who. I can't remember his name. They drafted both.
Yeah, they drafted both.
Because when Collins was hurt, then Dell was hurt, and Diggs was out with an ACL tear.
What's
bro.
his name?
They bolstered
Jalen Noel.
They bolstered their depth, bro.
Jalen Noel.
They bolstered their depth. They were like, yeah, we're not going through this again.
Chuck Noll and Bill Cowher were loaded with the best assistant coaches money could buy. Art the third is cheap as hell with assistant coaches. He is. Yes, he is. Yeah, they're very cheap when it comes to the coaching staff. And that's not going to change. Yeah, let's give away the Heinz Field name and take away from Pittsburgh tradition to get an insurance company from Michigan for $20 million, whatever the hell it was, but not use any of that to, one, invest in the locker rooms, which are trash. Believe me, I've been in them. It's so outdated. Am I in the 70s here? Did you like take the Three Rivers one
I
and put it in here?
wonder because when we went into the locker room, there was an actual hole in the wall
That was
in
Antonio
the
Brown.
locker room.
That was Antonio Brown.
Had to have been.
But
Is that still there?
no, they patched it.
You sure?
Yes. It's been like 6 years. But the locker rooms are outdated. The team equipment is outdated. The coaching is very cheap. Some of that into the team, please.
You figure.
Bro, the first thing Najee said when he got to charges is like, wow, there's so many resources in the locker room. And, everyone was booing Najee. Wow, how could he say that? He's tarnishing his legacy. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's not wrong.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Blyer.
Tube Dude 92 sub. Appreciate you, man.
Shout out to Tube.
Yeah, like,
Najee's not wrong.
dude, even Patrick Peterson, when he was a Steeler, he had to go to hotel gyms because the Steelers didn't have certain training material.
Yeah, he had to go to hotel saunas and whatnot.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, come on. Like, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? My grandfather was a close friend to Jack Lambert, and they got into a fight at a bar, and Jack lost his tooth. I have that tooth. Cuckoo, I don't believe you. You're telling me that you have one of Jack Lambert's tooth? You have a part of his DNA? I don't believe you. There's no way. That's badass if that's true.
If you have his tooth, that tooth better be like cased up.
Did your grandfather win? He knocked his tooth out, but did he win? Bro, those dudes back in the 70s,
that's
man.
Jack Lambert, dude. No offense to your father.
Dude, bar fights in the 70s were different.
Yeah. I mean, our dads told us. Oy.
Oh yeah, the Texans didn't. Yeah, they I guess they did have Noah Brown too. He caught that Hail Mary against the Bears.
Yes, he did last year.
If Steelers have a first losing season under Mike Tomlin, do you think the Steelers would move away from Tomlin? No.
No.
He's here up until 2027 and might get another extension.
No.
Tomlin's not going anywhere.
They won't move on from Tomlin.
Tomlin didn't. Yeah, Tomlin's not going anywhere. Somber says, does it stink? Yeah, does the tooth stink?
Oh.
Time out. That tooth is from the 70s. You still have it? Do you have it like encased somewhere? Is it like in a little case or like a chamber or a safe or something?
Like,
I'd put it in a safe.
Is it a chipped tooth or is it like the full tooth?
I don't think it's the full tooth.
I mean, teeth are the strongest substance in the world.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Was it appraised?
Yeah, I'm assuming my grandpa got his ass whipped. No disrespect to your granddaddy, but Jack Lambert is someone you don't mess with.
Yo, Sommer said get it graded.
Yeah.
Imagine sending that to what's the grading company? Authenticators or whatever.
Yeah. If the Steelers trade Watt, then Pirates trade in the same weekend. No. I already expect the Pirates to trade Paul. They don't keep anybody.
No. Now, Bob Nutting is one of the worst owners in
It was a partial tooth
And
from his
MLB.
dentures, so it's a fake tooth. Still kind of cool. Still kind of cool.
tooth's a tooth.
You got to look at some of these trades are making for TJ. It's hilarious. Colin Coward? Didn't he say something about making a trade proposal when it was outlandish or something?
There's a partial tooth from his dentures. It's in a mason jar in a cloth.
That's cool. How much?
No.
I'm serious.
Now,
How much you want?
Like, imagine like he has guests over and he brings out this mason jar. Like this, inside this mason jar belonged to Jack Lambert.
Put it right here.
Yeah. Screw the title. Put a tooth of his dentures from his dentures is right there. That's the holy grail right there.
Yeah, I think that'd be really. Yeah, how much you want? I'm serious. I'm like totally serious right now. I've never been more serious about anything in my life. I want that tooth. Not something I thought I'd say on the 4th of July, but here we are. Can y'all trade Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn to Cincy? No.
No, since you cannot have Livy Dunn.
No, definitely not her. Lucky man is Paul. Steelers 21 years of .500 or better. Tomlin 18 years, .500 or better and counting. Yeah. And I don't think that's going to change. It might be your grandfather's tooth, and he just told you that. Yeah, you might be right. Hey, listen.
What's the proof?
They told us Santa was real. Okay,
Yeah.
and I believed them.
Same with the
I
Easter.
believe that some fat jolly dude slept all year.
Same with the Easter Bunny, right? The Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was just thinking that. Not now, but like, I don't know, this past week, I'm thinking, you really made me believe there was this grown bunny walking around giving kids candy and jelly beans and giant chocolate
Around the
bunnies.
whole world. Like, Santa's got a sleigh of reindeer that's taking him overseas, but the bunny's just hopping on water. All right. We just believed anything as kids.
Kids are so gullible, dude.
Gosh.
I don't believe it. I don't want to hear crying about the Pirates. At least y'all don't have to worry about the Lerner's family and the Nationals cheap asses. We let every all-star we had. We don't keep anyone either. We don't.
No, Khan's like, yeah, like any bit of decline, yeah, you're out.
O'Neal Cruz probably going to go. We didn't keep McCutcheon forever. He came back, but we didn't keep him forever.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Cruz.
Yeah, I don't know either. He had such a good rookie season, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see him lasting, though. Honestly, I really haven't followed the Pirates that much. I really haven't. The Pens, though, I don't know what they're doing.
Well, they got a new head coach.
They got a new head coach.
Mike Sullivan is no longer there.
Yeah, the GM just got done with the draft, and I don't know what they're doing, but God bless. Brett Kiesel, bro. Shout out to the beard. Brett Kiesel had a little something to say about the Pittsburgh sports, right? Oh, he deleted it.
He deleted it.
Brett!
Can you find it? Somebody had to screenshot it, right?
Brett! How dare you?
Hold on.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what he said. But he replied to his own tweet and said, "Forgive me for venting, everyone. I want to see the next gen get a parade downtown."
Believe me, bro. We all want to.
Okay, well, I can find it. I'll find it. For those that don't have Twitter or X or social media, Brett Kiesel let out his frustration about Pittsburgh sports. He said, "Really missed the city of champions. Pirates want to lose. Steelers paint a pretty picture, but haven't won a playoff game since January of 2017. Pens haven't been competitive since 66 sold the team. What happened to our standards? Hashtag run it back."
Preach.
That's a Yinzer through and through right there.
Preach.
Can Sebastian Castro be starting? Could he? He could. Will he be given the opportunity? Maybe. I think that's wishing upon a star. I think that's asking for a lot, but maybe they give him the chance. Maybe he's like this year's Beanie Bishop. And that honestly be pretty solid, honestly. Brewers are the same way, except they will keep one high-priced player. Yelich? Did I say that right? Yelich right now? Yeah, it's the Brewers. I mean, what do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
What other wide receiver do you think the Steelers would get in free agency? Amari Cooper.
If you're
Keenan
not
Allen.
down with that, we've got 2 words for you.
B-Wick in the chat says, "Yo, Twins, what's good, man? Good seeing you." And Handy Cart Mexican with a 5 says, "Started collecting cologne. Y'all should do it too, you stinky ass motherfuckers." Just kidding. Love y'all. Con, you better sign Watt or I swear. I'm not the greatest smelling human being in the world, but
Yeah, it sucks.
I bake in the sun all day, most of the time, in a hot mobile sauna. So I do tend to stink.
I am in an oversized onion, and the trailer's having to
Onion?
load packages.
Oh, because you stink.
Oversized.
You mean you have layers?
Yes. Yes. Oversized oven in the trailer.
No, I got you. I know you're kidding.
No, you cool. No, it's good to collect cologne. It's good to, get into that. You always want to smell good.
Yes. We may run a lot of 13 personnel. Wick cheese? Yes, we will. We're going to run a ton of 13 personnel. We're going to run a lot of 12 and 13 for sure. You're going to see a lot of tight ends. You're going to see a ton of Muth and Smith and Washington packages. When Washington's not on the field, Smith and Muth will most likely be on the field the majority of the time. In fact, I would anticipate mostly Muth and Smith to be on the field 80 to 90% of the time. Probably more than that, actually. They are going to be using them heavy. They're paying them both $12 million, roughly. Maybe not Smith, but it's broken down to 12. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see a ton of tight ends.
Yeah, find a way to use them, get them involved in the passing game, try to utilize middle of the field, especially with A-Rod here. Just utilize your tight ends. No need to limit them or not get them involved. There's no reason. SteelTwins, you should go to PNC Park. Always been on my bucket list to go to a Reds-Pirates game there.
Been there.
We have been. And we have been to one Pirates game. Pirates won that game. I can't remember who they played, but no, that was a fun time. That was an experience.
Yeah, it was it was fun. And watching baseball can sometimes be a bit of a chore for me because I'm not in it like that. But I'll never say no to going to an actual baseball game, especially PNC Park, because anywhere you sit is just a great seat or a great view. You get that dominant Pittsburgh skyline. And
it's a beautiful view.
All the buildings in the background.
Actually, I had Permanis in the stadium there too, or the park specifically.
I would low-key want to see we trade for A.J. Brown, but I don't know what it would cost. It would cost a lot, and that would probably include TJ.
Yeah, a bunch.
What do y'all do for work? I work delivering for FedEx, and yeah, we
work for the enemy, bro.
Yeah, we work for the enemy, bro.
He does the delivering. I do the loading.
Yes. So any of my pickups, he loads.
Pretty much.
And I am abused, overworked, and refurbished every freaking day of my life.
I'd be sweating my ass off in them oversized ovens.
Yeah. For those looking to get into package handling or delivery car driving, it's a good job if you don't like your life. If you don't want anything to do outside of
No, it's
everything else in the world.
It's a fine job to have. It's a good, it's a good paying job. It's hard labor, so it keeps you in shape. It keeps you moving.
So you're trying to be a supervisor. I'm trying to tell them to run away. It's a good paying job.
I have been offered to be a soup. I have said no. I will not be a soup.
If you like your life, don't do it. I'm telling you right now. Get ready for them 12, 13, 14-hour days. I'm not even joking. They just shut down the building in Harrisburg, so now everyone's being shoved to different hubs.
Yeah, it's still a.
It's not fun.
It's still a learning process for a lot of people.
Open door vehicles in the
shout
summer.
out to my night shift folk over at the job.
By the way, we still don't have air conditioning.
You don't?
No, we got these little desktop fans with an on and off switch, and they don't do nothing. The most we got to do is 60 mile per hour with both doors open.
But no air conditioning.
No air conditioning. It's been 3 years.
Wow.
Swear jar. Sorry, did I cuss? Can you tell I love my job? Really love my job.
He's very passionate about it, guys.
Anyway, I honestly believe the offense, especially if they bring in Amari, can't be stopped. We were one game to win the division, but Ravens fans act like they had no comp. Yeah, I mean, I think the division will be tighter this year. I still think we'll be like within second, third place because I think the Ravens are going to win inevitably. I think they're too stacked this year, but maybe we can give them a run for their money.
Hopefully.
Honestly, if there's one free agent wide receiver I want us to sign, it's Keenan Allen. I think he's better than Cooper. I think he adds more than like a Gabe Davis. He's still out there, right?
Yeah, Keenan Allen, yeah.
Otherwise, I'd still like us to get a bigger wide receiver too.
Yeah. If they had to sign somebody, I would have to agree Keenan Allen. He's still a good route runner. He's still got good, consistent hands and whatnot.
Another guy I maybe want to see if Johnny Wilson, he is 6'7", 2 years in the league and has some good hands, would be very good threat to defense and probably won't cost much.
The 6'6" wide receiver.
Yeah, he's big. They use him a lot in certain packages.
Yeah, they try to get him involved.
They did. He didn't have the greatest production in the world.
He was a rookie as well.
He wouldn't cost anything. What would his impact be? I mean, probably not much. Special teams, probably.
Ideally.
TJ was already awarded for his accomplishments. $28 million per. Buys a lot of mansions, Ferraris, and planes. Yeah, but imagine $40 million. Imagine what that could buy.
Yeah, you could double the mansions and Ferraris and planes.
You know, he just became a dad. That's kind of expensive, I hear.
And he can buy more diapers.
Yeah.
Take care of his kid.
Allen already turned down the offer. I remember seeing that. He doesn't want to play for us. Really? Well, fuck you, Keenan. Wow.
All right, fine. I don't want you anyway.
Swear jar.
Go back to Chicago. I don't care.
Anyway.
I'm kidding.
Anyway. It's 2:32 over here. How long have we been live? It's been like 3 hours, roughly.
Nearly about.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been here a good bit. Just talking about, Omar Khan and being here for the next 3 years and the situation between TJ Watt, and of course, sitting down and just
shooting the
shit, talking, football with you guys.
Yeah.
Just chilling, talking with the chat, naming forgotten Steelers and bad Steelers and good Steelers.
It's always a good time to hang out with the chat, and that's a great way to ring in America's birthday. If my math is correct, wouldn't it be America's 259th birthday?
I have not been keeping count.
Oh, wait, yeah. Sorry, Matt, you're still on the West Coast. Sorry.
He's still got to wait.
Well, ringing in the last...
It's like 9:33 for him.
Yeah.
9:32. Oh,
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for
Ryan
you.
Conley with a 2. Appreciate you, man. Says happy 4th of July. Well, happy 4th of July to you guys, too. And we'll end with this. Kyle says, what do you think the best quarterback in next year's NFL draft would be for the Steelers to get?
Oh, great question.
Right now, I'm going Lenore Sellers, but in a couple months' time, that could change.
Sellers is good. Alar has potential. I think he just needs to get more out of him, but he made the wise decision to come back for his final year.
Alar's weird. Like, he really showcases the arm strength and the arm ability, but he makes a ton of bad decisions, and he panics a lot.
And, of course, Manning, it's like, it's going to be his first full year. Is he actually going to declare? I don't know.
Yeah. And, of course, you got Klubnik from Clemson. Newsmeyer, am I saying that name right? From LSU?
I think so.
Garrett from LSU.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
You got some names here. You got some names for next year, and those are some options, early options that are, I suppose, the running favorites for the first pick for the Steelers next year.
And those are all people that Omar Khan's going to have to look into and scout.
Yeah. Oh, so it's America's 249th. I got my math wrong. Why did I say 259? I got my math completely wrong.
Again, I have not been keeping count.
There'll be 250 next year. Unbelievable. Well, good for America. What about Tyler Boyd? I think he'd be like the most desperate option at this point. Maybe last year I would have liked him.
You know what? It's a retirement tour, so why not? You played at Pitt for the Panthers. Why not come back?
Efton Chisholm would be good in the slot. He was very underrated in the draft. Where did he go?
I don't know. Where did he go? Did he even get drafted?
The Patriots.
That makes sense.
No, he didn't get drafted.
More things change, the more they stay the same.
I know. Got that right.
Though they got Mike Vrabel, and that's a hell of a coach.
He says, I think if TJ doesn't come to terms with a contract with the Steelers are going to franchise tag him. Maybe. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, they could do that.
That is an option.
I didn't even think of that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Tyler Boyd and Robert Woods are basically the same.
Yes.
Basically, Ben.
Yeah, it's kind of redundant, isn't it? You got your slot guy.
You got a 33-year-old Robert Woods. Why not get a 30-year-old Tyler Boyd?
Ohio game talks. I don't follow basketball. I try to. I've been trying to get into it for a while. I try to keep up with it. I mostly watch the finals, and I didn't find myself watching the finals this year.
But Halliburton's injury was devastating.
Yeah, dude, that's literally all I saw of the finals was his game winner in game 1. And he had another game-ending shot. Not exactly a buzzer beater, but he had a game-winning shot. I forget what game it was. And then, his injury, which is awful.
Terrible.
Terrible for Halliburton. Just awful. Game 7, he was on a hot streak in the first quarter, and then
Nope.
Like the KD injury or the Aaron Rodgers injury, just shit blows up.
Nope.
Unbelievable.
But
Hate to see it.
No, but
But if you had to ask me what's my team, because of Kobe, Lakers.
mine's the Bulls, but I can't name you one player on the team right now.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know. Maybe Bronny James is going to take the Lakers back to the promised land. Yeah, right. I still think the Lakers mostly won because it was the bubble year. Again, I don't follow. I'm trying to. I like to follow more than I should, but I don't follow as much. I don't.
It's a little tough too with scheduling.
It is. It's just weird. The NBA is just one of those leagues. Like the Mavs, right? You grade their best player, takes them to the Lakers, and then they get the first pick. Then you get Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds of that, dude? What are the odds of that, dude? The NBA is just not what it used to be anymore. It really isn't. But with that being said, we're going to call it a night. We're going to call it a stream. Been live for roughly 3 hours. We thank you guys for joining us, men, on a pretty much impromptu stream. But had a lot to talk about, and you guys brought the discussion. You guys brought a lot of fun to the chat. So we thank y'all for all the hangout, all the interaction.
And all the support, man, really.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a crazy week as a Steelers fan. It really has. And I feel like, the month of July and the return of football is just getting started because this whole Watt situation. We have training camp coming up in 3 weeks from now. It's only starting, folks. So more news, more stuff is going to pile on, more content's going to pile on. So hope you guys stick with us and stay tuned. We appreciate y'all. At the end of the day, here we go, Steelers. Happy 4th of July for Matt in the chat. Happy 4th of July to you in about 2.5 hours. But no, you guys have a great, safe, wonderful 4th of July. Don't pull no JPP. Okay, keep your fingers intact. Okay? Don't do nothing dangerous.
Don't need no Chubbs incidents.
No, be Be very safe. Be very careful. Have fun. Have a time of your life. Cherish the family time. And you guys have a great, fun, safe, very safe 4th of July. Because 4th of July can be crazy. There's a lot of crazies out there and a lot of firework incidents. It's just inevitable. So be careful, be safe, but have fun. Enjoy yourselves. You guys have a great holiday. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next week for some more Pittsburgh Steelers content. Here we go, Steelers.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!